Snap out of it, bub. Football's always in season here. Get ready for the hirings, the firings, the free agents, the mini camps, and this little thing called the NFL Draft. Get your pigskin on your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 60, 1580, and 99.3. The Fanatic. Point.
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news. A CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken karaage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet? RV wins! Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach? RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Think you can handle a few drinks and still drive safely? Think again. Buzzed driving is drunk driving, and drunk driving can land you in serious trouble. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving. Even 1 drink can cost you thousands in fines and legal fees. Plus, take away your driver's license. So plan ahead. Use a designated driver or rideshare. Get the facts at drivesober.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. T-Licious says, welcome back and go Diamondbacks.
Yep. Yeah, let's go Diamondbacks.
That's
Here we
not
go.
what he said.
Snakes. Let's go Diamondbacks.
It's not what he said.
I know.
But I'm not going to say anything nice about the Cubs, not when they're going to be playing them on opening day.
Let's go Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
bring that around here, T-Licious. Don't bring that around here.
I mean, you can't help but love these lovable Cub fans.
Oh no, listen, I got no problem with Cub fans. They're
cool
adorable.
Fans. Very cool fans.
Yeah, I mean, after everything they went through and stuff, I don't find them as insufferable as some other baseball fans. But I got no problem with the Cubbies.
I was just gonna say, hey, Triple H, your
Hey,
team's the Bravos, right? The Hotlanta Bravos.
Well, honestly, I'm leaning to. I like them because I'm from the South, but I also like the Diamondbacks too.
Your Bravos. I'm sorry, you're at
Randy.
the radio ranch. What?
No, he's working on possibly becoming a Diamondbacks fan.
Well,
don't push him away while he's on the verge of
I-
deciding.
It's just going to give him some information. It's too bad you're working right now because your Bravos are just down the street from the station there.
Yeah.
Well, don't tell him
Sloan-
that. He's
at
going to go
Sloan
off to the
Park.
bathroom and never come back.
Who's
Who's
going to operate the control room?
Like many of Harris's first dates, they're going to run off to the bathroom pretending they're, and then they'll never come back.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right. Stop it.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in the world today, but I got this weird text. I joined this group text. It's group chat from a competing show down the dial. They sent me all their prep. I'm like, what is going on here? Does that happen a lot? I don't know. That just seems weird to me.
Use it against them.
Yeah. Oh, no. I don't want any trouble. So I'm just going to just let it sit there. But does that ever happen in real life? Suddenly I'm in a group chat with a competing show down the dial. I don't even know what to do with it.
I think it's more common. I mean, I don't know about competing shows, but group chats, getting in a group chat you don't want to be, it's highly common. It happens, especially in my generation. Oh, all the time.
Because then you get all those notifications and you're like, well, I don't want to. How do you get out of it?
You got to do not disturb that thing.
Yeah. And then,
get out of it.
Does that mean you do not disturb everybody in the group chat forever?
It's ultimately the ball's in your court, Jeffrey. You can do that.
Because
you have
I'll
all
do
the power
it.
to do that.
I don't mind doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boomer
I don't blame
Sooner
you.
says, what? Harold is back? Yes, Harold is back.
Harold is
Boomer
back.
Yeah.
Harold is back, Boomer Sooner.
The guy that everybody wants to call Triple H.
Yes, that's right.
He's now here for the long haul.
There it is.
Yes.
Whatever that
There it
long haul
is.
might be,
Yes.
depending on him or us. He's here. We do thank Phil for all the help that he gave us filling in, and he might come back again filling in for Harris, when necessary and with proper notice and forms and all that.
Of course.
Yeah, you fill out all those forms. That's important.
Then there's that HR meeting he has to have.
Oh man, HR meeting.
But don't worry, I'm HR, so it's okay.
Oh, are you really?
At least at the moment, yeah. So anyway, today is National Cocktail Day.
Well,
okay.
Okay.
Not for
What
you,
do we
Harris.
have
You're not
here?
old enough. But for the rest of us,
Okay.
wait, no,
All
he's
right.
23. So
I'm old
actually,
enough. I'm old enough.
Yeah.
You don't look old enough. Like if you came into the
Yeah.
bar, I'd seriously take a double take on your ID.
Oh,
Well,
Jeffrey, you have no idea how common that is. When I go to places, they will double take and double take and double take.
Where's the ultraviolet light? I need to check this ID again.
All my friends will have been
Yeah.
well into the bar, finding their spot at the bar, and I will be waiting right there shamefully.
Yeah.
They
oh, yeah,
bring, they're
yeah.
like, they make sure they save you a high chair. It's very important to
Oh,
make sure you have a seat at that table.
Is that
Wow.
to assert dominance? I can be taller up than
Wow.
everyone else.
Well,
Wow.
only if it's adjustable. You're like click, click,
Yeah,
click, click,
yeah.
click.
I got to adjust it as high as possible. That's right. That's
So,
right.
what is your drink of choice, Harris?
My drink of choice. Well, usually, to be honest with you, I don't drink a lot. I'm gonna get flamed for this one, but here we go. I love a good Shirley Temple. I know.
It's not a drink,
I know.
Harris.
I know.
What
Dirty
a
Shirley.
drink.
Dirty Shirley.
In hell?
Dirty Shirley. Yep.
What do they put in a dirty Shirley?
Vodka.
Hmm.
It's really
All right.
good.
Well, then that means it's not a Shirley Temple if there's vodka in it.
It's called a
Mm,
dirty Shirley because it's
Mhm.
dirty.
Ah.
No longer clean.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's dirty Shirley.
I thought that's the one you pour a little olive oil in.
Is that because you got to poop? Well, I mean, what do you do that? Why would you put
I don't-
olive
I
oil?
Why would you
don't
put
know.
olive oil? Yeah.
I don't know.
Just make
why
things
you would do
slippery
that.
and slidey?
Maybe.
I just don't
Maybe.
understand that.
Randy
maybe.
thinking outside the box here.
Listen, if you just go whiskey.
Outside the box of wine.
Triple H. Whiskey. There you go.
Whiskey isn't bad. I like
Yeah.
whiskey with Coke. Say that.
So now you got a Tom Collins working over there. You see, here's how you want to look
Mhm.
cool. You want to look cool. You go in and you don't want to look. Don't ever order in front of anyone a dirty Shirley Temple. Just
Oh.
go in, Crown and Coke.
we're at the point with my friends where I order it and they're used to it.
Crown
They all
and
know
Coke.
about it.
Try Crown
I
and
get
Coke.
flamed for it. It is what it is, though.
Try a Crown and Coke. You'll feel better. Chosen
It's good,
One
though. I
says,
like it.
good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome back to work. Please pour me a 1942 Don Julio margarita. Celebrate
boy.
National Cocktail Day.
Wow, no kidding. Okay.
What did you
There's a little
think of the
that.
first 2 rounds of the tourney? Oh, it's very chalky, but we're going to talk about
Very
that
chalky.
a little bit later.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with chalky. Boomer Sooner says, who's this Harriet guy? Shirley, what? No, it's Harris. You know better than that.
I think Boomer Sooner is trying to
He's a hater.
cope with his loss against UConn.
Yes.
It was an unfortunate game. Oklahoma was really close. They were really close. They really played him well. They got a good freshman, but they just couldn't quite get the job done. And so I think he's letting it out on me. And I say, you know what? That's okay. That's what we're here for.
Plenty of time for that later. We got a lot of other fish to fry
That's
before we
right.
can even
That's
get
right.
to talking about March Madness. Gotham Sauce says, well, glad we're learning about Harold's sexual preferences today. What? I don't think we did. I don't think it's none of our business, but his girlfriend is now suddenly interested in what you have to say.
Yeah, she is.
Donnie says, wow, I thought Elon got a hold of 1580 and fired you guys. No March Madness bracket, no shows for a week. Well, the March Madness bracket thing was mostly because we forgot.
Oh, no.
We just sort of, whoops, okay, here we are. We'll do it again.
Yeah.
And then no shows for a week because we just didn't feel like talking to you specifically. So
there's that. Yep.
Yeah, totally.
And there's that. So it's
Totally.
National Cocktail Day, but as you know, don't drink on an empty stomach. And because of that, it's also National Cheesesteak Day. Oh, I love me a good cheesesteak.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Did you ever go to Greasy Tony's over at ASU?
No, I did not actually.
I don't know if it's still even around. to be
Yeah,
honest.
I was going to say, I haven't heard of it.
Greasy Tony's, extra grease, no extra charge. That was actually the slogan on the wall, and it was some good stuff. And another thing about today, Peyton Manning's birthday.
Happy birthday
Today's
to
Peyton's birthday. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You can tell he was a forceps baby.
University of Tennessee represent. Happy birthday, Peyton Manning.
You
Just
can,
went-
huh?
Just went right past him,
Just
didn't
tell.
it? He has no idea what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. I'm not gonna
0%.
lie. I totally don't.
Uh-huh.
Well, so here's what happens, Harris. A man and a woman, when they really love each other.
Oh my gosh.
I'll fast forward to the part where the woman is having the baby. Did you have health class at all?
Actually, my private Christian school did not.
Okay, so here's what happens when she's bearing down, trying to get the baby. Sometimes the baby's like, "Oh, I ain't coming out." It's or just there's whatever a variety of reasons.
Yeah,
The baby's going to need some help, so that they reach in with some forceps, like a thing to grab the baby's head,
right,
and then they pull
yeah,
the baby out, which makes the baby's head kind of cone head out a little bit. Now,
Mhm,
over the next couple of days, it will pop back to normal. It did not with Peyton Manning.
No.
And that's why I say, forceps baby. I'm not going to explain everything to you, Harris. I just want you to know that up
Thank
front.
you, Jeffrey. I appreciate you looking out for me.
But now
though.
you've learned something, haven't you?
Yes, I have, and that's a good thing about the Daily Blender. You always learn something new. Always learn something new.
So you have a new coach. Reggie Barlow has left the UFL to go to Tennessee State. What is he going to do over there? Is he? He's the new head coach of the Saints.
Well,
No, I'm sorry, not of the Saints, of the
Tigers.
Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers. He's
right.
going to fill in for Eddie George. I mean, Eddie George was doing good things there. So
What happened to Eddie George?
Eddie George left. He was at Tennessee State for a while and actually did a good job there. So big shoes to fill. But you know what? We'll see. See how it
So
goes.
how do you feel about this, Reggie Barlow at Tennessee State?
To be honest with you, I think he's gonna be in a good spot because Eddie George left that program better than how he found it, and so he doesn't necessarily have to start at home plate. He can start
got
at
a
first
boost.
base. Yeah, totally,
Okay.
totally. Yeah.
The other thing that I would listen, here's something you need to understand. I don't know if this was explained to you in orientation. We don't give a crap about the UFL. We don't talk about it. We don't care about the games. We don't watch any of it. We don't play fantasy UFL football.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
0% interested in the UFL.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The only reason I brought this up because I knew you're a Tennessee guy, so I
Right,
thought you'd
right,
want
right.
to know that.
Yeah.
And the only reason I bring up the next part is because the Arizona Cardinals connection, the Memphis Showboats. Well,
Yep.
I guess actually there's a
Showboats.
Tennessee reference to you as well.
Mhm.
The Memphis Showboats, their coach, Ken Wisenhunt, who used to be the head coach of the Cardinals, took him to a playoff game.
you go.
He has taken a leave of absence.
Interesting. Interesting.
He says personal reasons. I believe the personal reasons are he realized, oh, this is crap. The UFL is crap.
Well, me and Randy both know Ken Wisenhunt very well. Him being a
Yes.
Cardinals guy,
Yes.
took y'all to a Super Bowl.
I
if I'm
liked
not
Ken
mistaken, right?
Wisenhunt.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought he was all right.
At the Titans, it did not go as well as it did
No.
at the Cardinals. He had some 3-win seasons here and there.
That was more about the Titans than it was about Ken Wisenhunt.
I think it was definitely a team effort for both sides. Some things just, it just isn't the right fit. That's life, I guess. and
Yeah,
that
like
just did
Peyton
not fit.
Manning's head trying to go through the birth canal. You just get sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Right.
So,
right.
anyways, that's really not what I wanted to spend a whole lot of time talking about. But
Uh-huh.
those are two things that,
We're not going to spend talking about Peyton Manning's forehead for the next 3 hours of the show.
well, I'm sure it'll come up over and over. But I'm talking about Ken Wisenhunt and Reggie Barlow.
Right.
I
Okay.
don't want to spend too much time on that.
Sure. I hear you.
Some things that happened while we were gone. George Foreman passed away,
Yeah.
so everybody's George Foreman grills are at half power today.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was 76 years old.
Yep.
Don't know what he died of.
He died of having 12 kids.
Had 12
I mean,
kids. I did not know that. That's a lot.
Let's be honest. 76 for George Foreman. You feel like, it's not bad. That's not bad. It's not a bad score.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to 76.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
only thing I try and figure out now is, well, who's going to box Jake Paul next then?
Well,
Dude,
He's
I
not
don't know.
It's
around.
not gonna be
The pressing
Big George
question.
Foreman.
The
No.
pressing question that America's asking, I'm sure. Right.
So, he, everybody was named George. So there's plenty to carry on his family name. But he just seemed like,
Right.
as far as I know, I mean, I don't know if there's scandals or whatever, but seemed like a pretty nice guy. Seemed like
Yeah.
a good guy.
He did.
So,
He did.
George Foreman passed away. Also, if Tiger Woods owes you money, you might want to collect. Because
did he pass away too?
no,
No.
I think he
Oh,
might get
no, no.
deported.
Okay.
He might get
Uh-oh.
deported.
Tiger
because-
Woods.
Tiger Woods has confirmed that he's dating President Trump's ex-daughter-in-law.
Wow.
So this gal was married to Donald Trump's kid, and they broke up. And now Tiger Woods, who's pals with Donald Trump, they would golf and stuff together, is now dating her. And so I'm thinking, well, I mean, it depends. I mean, does Trump like Tiger Woods more than his own kids? I'd say
This is
yes.
not the question I was
Probably
expecting.
more than a few of them. Probably more than a few of them. He likes Tiger Woods more. But did Tiger Woods call up? Hey, just so you know, did he give him some heads up or whatever? Because I was just really surprised. And by the way, you get to a certain age and the lovey-dovey photos, they get a little, I don't know. Have you seen the
Sure.
pictures of Tiger Woods laying in a hammock with this gal? And I'm like,
I did actually see. I saw one. Yes. Yes.
ooh, get away from the babysitter. First thing that came to my mind, I know that the girl she's like 40 something, so it's not like that.
They're like
but
the
it just,
same age. Yeah. They're both
it
in their
just
40s.
the optics made me think that way. But anyway, so he's here's what I like. He comes out and he says, "Hey, love is in the air, and life is better with you by my side."
Wow.
And he says, "We look forward to our journey through life together." He says, "At this time, we would appreciate privacy for all those close to our hearts." Then why are you posting this on social media, Tiger?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because people found out about it and then he wanted to post something to respond to it. That's what
don't
I'm assuming.
Post canoodling pictures and then go, I'd appreciate your privacy.
Well, Tiger's always been like there's some, those like star athletes. Some of them love it. Some of them want to be that. And some of them just want to like play their sport and be away from the spotlight. Other than that, like Michael Jordan's that way. Tiger Woods is that way. LeBron James is probably the other way. And so there are, varying instincts, I guess, to come in. Tiger's always been big on privacy.
You're going to get
Say that.
zero privacy. Here's why.
Right. Yeah.
The
Yes,
gal,
she's not gonna
Kai, her name is Kai, by the way.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Her kid. I'm sorry. I got that wrong.
Okay.
Her daughter, and that is the daughter of Vanessa Trump. That's her name. And she hasn't dropped the Trump off her name yet. Anyway, so her kid, Kai, goes to the same school as Sam and Charlie, Tiger Woods' kids. This is going to get ugly. Them poor kids are going to get bullied and talked about and talked to.
So they all go to the same school.
Everything's going to be crazy. This is going to be very crazy. They would have been better off just not ever talking about it, doing what you're supposed to do. Just keep it to yourself.
You know what's wild? This is like sort of on the same topic, but sort of off it too. I was watching a Tiger documentary and someone talking about him in high school. And usually when you hear like all of these athletes, like in high school, they're like, the BMOC, most popular people on campus. Tiger, they were talking about, but since Tiger was a golfer, it wasn't that. He was just like really stuck to himself. So like that was just super interesting to me to see. Like,
you thought that he was like just a quiet guy?
Yeah, like an athlete of that caliber who's going to be that famous, just sitting like in the corner, like talking to not many people in class, and no one really talking to him a whole lot. Like, isn't that kind of crazy?
Maybe that was just his personality.
Tiger Woods.
Remember, he had his dad working him since he was
Earl.
way little.
Yeah,
and
worked him hard.
There was not a lot that he had as a teenager, probably that he could relate to with other kids. So it didn't mean he was unpopular. Didn't mean that he was a reclusive weirdo. It just probably was one of those things where he's kind of like, I'm already a grown up, and these are all kids, and so maybe there's just a few people that I have to talk to.
Yeah,
and so I can understand why that would happen. That just the trajectory of his life. Once he hit the scene, what was he, Randy? 16 when he was on the PGA?
Something. Well, so I think it was he was a little older than that. I think one of the
but
the
he
first
came out
tournaments
to public notice even earlier than that.
Well, yes, he'd always been somewhat in the public eye as one of those extraordinary golfers, one of those genius golfers. But
yeah.
I think when he actually started playing, he was a sophomore at Stanford, I believe.
Yeah, that's when he became known. I can't remember which one it was.
Well, there were news stories on him all the way back to when he was 4 years old, because he was a phenom all the way across, and he was in national attention at 16.
Oh yeah,
prodigy.
Yeah.
Was it the 1997 Masters? I think it was 97 or 98 when he was like 20 or 21 years old, and they show what lives in infamy is that graphic where it's like Tiger Woods first and it's like 19 under, and second was like Ernie Els at like 3 under.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you want to talk about goats and greats? Tiger
man.
Woods, absolutely one of them. Now,
there's no athlete I think that has matched Tiger Woods' peak. You could say Phelps, but like greatest peak ever in the history of sports, you might be able to get away with saying Tiger Woods. Like him or Phelps, it's one or the other.
And speaking
domination.
Speaking of Trumps, you can expect a pregnancy announcement any day now from Ivanka Trump. No, because Ivanka Trump, guess what? She's training with Gisele Bundchen's jiu-jitsu instructor now.
Oh, I see.
Really?
Okay.
She'll be knocked up in no time.
There it goes.
All right. So, hey, Gisele, watch something be done unto someone else that was done unto you, if you know what I mean. Way to go. I'm kind of Team Tommy on that. Having absolutely no idea. I really have no right to be team anybody.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling.
Sure.
Having no knowledge of anything.
Right.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. And yes, Mr. Wilbur, we'll probably take about 4 or 5 segments talking about March Madness, minus you, Arizona, because I'm just not interested. But there's plenty of other teams and stories and stuff. I watched quite a bit of it and had a lot of fun this weekend. And boy, yeah, it may be chalky, but it's still good. We'll come back. We'll talk about that and a whole lot of other stuff, too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. T&Cs apply.
The Rich Eisen Show. The Washington Commanders acquired Laramie Tunsil, and we're not talking about this enough. This guy is one of the best pass protectors, and all he's done is just light people up. I did say that. And
That was crazy, though.
He has been awesome, and the Commanders are like, we'll take him. We'll get 4 draft picks, get one back, by the way, a 4th rounder in this year's draft. Nobody's talking about this enough.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's Dave Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Just want you all to know that there's no AI being used on this radio show. There's no artificial or regular intelligence at all.
Yes.
So don't
I
worry.
concur with that. Yes.
In a world of corporations, we're staying to our guns, folks. That's what we do.
No artificial or natural intelligence
right.
used on this show. You
That's
don't
right.
have to worry at all.
Yep.
888-368-1580. Boomer Sooner. He says, hey, Harry, Sooners women just beat Iowa by 35, going to Sweet 16. Okay.
Thank you for the information. Appreciate it.
Good. That's great. That's
Congratulations.
not what we're talking about, but okay. Silver Pop says, good afternoon, guys. Welcome back. Jeffrey, forceps with that massive dome that Peyton has. Doctors, well, they probably had to use like a crane with the claw, like one of those win the toy claws, probably. Yeah.
Hey, you know why? You know why he's so smart as a quarterback? He can fit all that knowledge into that thing. He's got a lot of room for knowledge.
Into that elongated dome of his.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So-
That's right. There's a lot of room for knowledge.
Right. You're absolutely right. Peyton has more brain room, and the reason Eli
right.
did so well is he had a way of cooling the processors because his mouth was always open, so he never overheated the process.
Every UI interception, pan right to it. Yep. Mouth open.
Number one Rattlers fan wants you all to know that there's 6 days until the Rattlers home opener. And he says, well, we got a solid squad. I fully expect our 8th championship here. Does Harold Heckaba know about the Arizona Rattlers? By the way, it's Harris Hicks, people.
Yeah.
He knows about
yeah.
them. He knows they exist. It's an indoor football team.
I do know that they
Seven-time
exist,
world
yes.
champion Arizona Rattlers.
Yeah, okay.
I do know that they exist. Yes. Thank you for the information.
Big George is going breaking my heart, Randy.
Oh, no.
It's not how the song goes. It doesn't be
Don't go breaking my heart.
Yeah, he says Greasy Tony's is long gone. It was around when I went to ASU, but it closed in 2008 when Greasy Tony died of a heart attack.
No kidding.
I guess you should have seen that one coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too bad.
I thought it was
Gone-
still open.
Not
Gone
Greasy
too soon.
Tony, man.
Died doing what he loved.
Yeah,
clutching
sure
his
did.
chest.
Yeah.
He just loved doing that. I don't know why. Berg says, I thought we didn't support fake wrestling.
What?
Yeah, Berg has noticed that he's Triple H on the
It has nothing to do with fake wrestling.
He thinks
Nickname.
that I'm trying to be Triple H by choice. No,
No.
I am Triple H.
Is
Those are
his,
my
uh,
initials. That's on
He's
my
a
birth
Harris
certificate.
Holland Hicks.
There's
Yeah.
no fake stage name here. This is
No,
real.
That's the real
this is
deal.
real, folks.
Yeah.
Real deal. That's right,
Yeah.
Randy.
If you
That's
want
right.
to say it, you can also say that's his name.
Or just
3 H's.
Yeah, that works too. I mean, when the teachers would call roll, that's exactly what they would
There
say.
you
And I
go.
would raise my hand and say, I'm right here. I'm right here. Yep,
Like
that's
that.
me. I'm right here. Ready to work.
We do not support fake wrestling. We don't. We just
not
don't.
at all.
Never, ever. By the way, I don't know if we mentioned this while we were gone. EA increased the NIL payment for college football game. You know that they got there. They
Yeah.
were paying them $600. Now they're paying
Saw
them
that.
$1,500.
Saw that.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
The ultimate, however long this game lasts, will be dependent on the players. Because the moment the players say we want more money and EA is unable to pay them, is the moment the game will die.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So the players, it's in your court here. The ball's in your court.
Well, there's a math from EA Sports that
Yeah.
we don't know. There's a number where if it raises up to a certain point, it doesn't become
It's
worth
not a
it to
profit.
have the game
Yeah,
anymore.
totally.
You know what they'll do though, Harris? They'll just take the names off the players who don't want to be on, because there's a lot of players who will always be like, "No, that's cool. I love
Well,
having me in a game, and I'll do it for $1,500."
Here's the thing, though, Jeffrey. They will sue for using their name, image, and likeness and not making a profit. That's what happened with Ed O'Bannon back in the day. You know, the former UCLA guy
What a
took
bastard.
the NCAA basketball game to court, took EA to court, and said, "You're using my name, image, and likeness, and I'm not getting paid for it properly." And he won the lawsuit, and the game was disbanded. So they will try that. I'm not sure that it will work, because we will be right back to the position that
Mhm.
we would be in 15 years ago.
Oh well, enjoy it while you can.
It's
then,
the
I
only
guess.
video game that I would ever go out of my way and play. I'll say that. I'm not a gamer, never really have been. That game, however, because I'm such a big college football fan, I'll dabble. I'll dabble in that.
I feel like there'll be enough players who will be like cool with it though to keep it going.
I think so,
understand what
too.
you're saying. Just one lawsuit
Yeah.
and it ruins the fun for everybody.
Right.
Let's clean up this text line. Boomer Sooner, thank you for that. Let's see. Oh, I hit refresh now. All the ones I've already read are acting like they're unread. Let's see. Moist One says, how do you know your wife doesn't fake it during wrestling? Pretty sure mine does, he says.
Good
A,
question.
you don't have a wife. B, oh, well.
There's not a Mrs. Moist one?
There's no wrestling.
No
I don't
Mrs.
know.
Moist one.
I'll be honest. I don't know the reality of this man. I have no idea.
No one really. He's very
I
mysterious.
have met him. I've shook his hand.
You've met him.
It was
Really?
moist.
It was moist.
I'm not even kidding. For real. But after that, I don't know that much about him, to be honest. I don't
That's
know what's
so
real
funny.
and what's just made up, because Moist One likes to joke.
Is he even from Montana? Do we even know?
I believe he is, yeah. I believe he is.
All right. It's a good question, I feel like, to ask. But yes, I hear you. I'll take your word for it, Jeffrey.
So some more stuff that happened why we weren't here. GCU played Maryland. It did
Yep.
not go well
Yep.
for GCU. And the
Mm.
Terrapins moved on, and they just won their game in a very close margin with a buzzer beater, but we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to end the March basketball for Grand Canyon University.
Ended too soon.
They were just overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Totally.
They didn't just get beat. They were spanked and put outside.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, listen, they won the WAC tournament for a third year in a row.
Yeah.
You know, this
It's
team
a good
you always,
season.
It was a good season, but you always were kind of had a feeling like this is not the strongest version.
No.
There's so much talent there.
Yeah.
And you felt like this should have been the strongest version.
Right.
You know, but I think next year is going to be even better.
It seemed like to me, though, they were really struggling with some injuries this year. Seemed like they just
Tyon Foster not being around hurt.
Seemed like they couldn't get the entire crew on the floor at the same time. They couldn't really get any momentum going. Yeah, they won the WAC championship. Isn't that their last WAC tournament though? Because now aren't they moving on to another conference?
That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time, because they were supposed to move, then they're not moving. Now they are. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very back and forth. Let me say this though about GCU. What's puzzling to me is they haven't had Tyon Grant Foster all year, right? Pretty much, and they've looked pretty good without him. But the issue, what did I talk about? What did we talk about? And the show was the issue is they haven't found consistent perimeter shooting. Well, against Maryland, they went 5 for 23 from 3, 22%. So you know what killed them is that flat out. Tyon Grant Foster had 23 of the team's 49 points.
Right.
Nearly 50% of their points came from one player. Well, again, this is what's puzzling to me is they've looked good, adequate without him. And
so
then
you think they messed up the chemistry when he came back?
No, I don't think I don't think the chemistry got messed up. You know what happened? I just think they played the better team and got crushed. And Maryland's got NBA players. Like Derek Queen is going to go first round. Gillespie's a great player too. Maryland's more talented. Kevin Willard's an excellent coach. I mean, they just played. Sometimes it's not basketball. Isn't rocket science, man. Sometimes you just play the better team and get crushed. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Kiss the Cook thinks that maybe this is a replay. I don't. Why? Because we talked about the GCU this way before. Then he asked me if this is live. Tell me what something is, and I want to make sure it's not something dirty. He says. If this is a live show, then what's Iron Weave?
I have no idea.
Iron Weave.
Well, there's I just Googled Iron Weave, and it's a revolutionary blockchain technology platform, or it's something from Star Wars, or I don't know, man.
No,
there's an Iron Weave battle suit for something for World of Warcraft.
If we're staying on basketball, I know the 3-man weave. It's a very known drill.
Your mom has a weave.
That's not what your mom said.
Big George says Moisman does not have a real wife in the sense of breathing, living human being, but he does have a blow-up doll that serves as his wife nights and weekends.
Oh my gosh, dude!
No, that's true. Anyway, so Grand Canyon University still a good season for them. 3 in a row WAC tournament titles, and we'll see what happens next.
Right.
The Suns have had a bit of a winning streak. Of course, tell me if it's anything to be excited about. Since we were last year, they beat the Raptors, they beat the Bulls, and they beat the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Good stuff, or who cares?
Cavaliers. Very interesting to beat them. And I want to talk about one player, too, who played 44 minutes. Oso Ighodaro. 44 minutes. Kid from Marquette. He was guarding Donovan Mitchell and Garland for a heavy majority of the game. He was really holding his own. Like it's honestly kind of like exactly what the Suns need, if I'm being completely honest. Like,
well, they've thrown in some guys that wouldn't start normally, and it all of a sudden, bam, it's making a difference.
Yeah, totally. And then, I mean, they've gotten lit up from the perimeter. I mean, this year, like they just totally have. And so having a 5 like that who can go out and who can guard some guards and stay in front of them and force some tough shots and make them not shoot it, like that's a luxury to have. So I think Bud found something here with Oso Ighodaro.
Well, we got the Milwaukee Bucks tonight at 7 p.m. Phoenix is favored, and I'm like, what? 3 in a row is not enough to start favoring the Suns. And then you look at the injury report. You look at the injury report for the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, game time decision. Gary Trent Jr., Damian Lillard, Jericho Sims, and Bobby Portis, all of them either out or game time decision. For the Suns, Bradley Beal is out. Then Plumlee and Richards, they're just Impossible. I don't know.
I mean, the Suns have won 3 in a row. That's because they've been playing at home, and at home this year, they're pretty good. The Suns have a winning record at home. They're miserable on the road, though. Absolutely abhorrent on the road. They're 6-4 of their last 10. But yeah, because they're at home, because they won 3 in a row, I think the Suns will win this game, like you said, Jeffrey, because of the lineup of the Milwaukee Bucks. But as soon as
nothing's assured with this team.
Well, I mean, as soon as they hit the road again, I think after tonight's game, I think they have one more against the Celtics, and then they go on a road trip. They go to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. They come back home to take on a red-hot Rockets team, and then they go to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks again. So we'll see what happens in that.
Yeah, I get no expectations. No expectations. But, hey, seeing 3 wins in a row on the Suns, the way things have been going this season, that's pretty good. I'm
Randy,
pretty happy about that.
Let me add something to that. The Suns this year are 22-13 at home, and they're 12-24 on the road.
On the
massive,
road, yeah.
Massive
they're terrible on the road.
Yeah. So that
because they have no inside man, they don't have a setter. They don't have somebody that can protect the inside. Teams are taking advantage of it. And they have here coming up quick. They've got like Boston, the Knicks, and somebody else on the road, like back to back. I don't think it's all 3 games are back to back, but 3 road games in a row.
Their post All-Star game schedule was talked about to be the toughest schedule in the NBA. I mean, I think the opposing record, like the record of the opponent, is the highest for the Suns in the NBA. So they got a tough road ahead of them. I mean, they've looked good so far. Another Iguodala stat here now, since we're on the subject. You guys know I'm a big college guy, and so I watched him at Marquette. I was super impressed. I mean, also Marquette defensively, since he's left, they have not been the same. I mean, they just lost to New Mexico and got kind of lit up there. But Oso Iguodala, when he's on the court, the Suns are +6. When he's off, +6 point differential. That is per 100 possessions. I'm not going to make this into a math class, but I'll explain to you at least the basic characteristics. When he's
He's going
off,
to talk math.
Yeah, here we go.
When he's off the court, the Suns go from +6 to -2.8.
Well, there's a solution for that.
Yeah.
Play him.
Play him. They've got to learn that. Yeah, I mean, they might. I mean,
Ghetto Girl says AI girlfriends have come a long way for Moist One. Well, I have no doubt he's got a stable filled with AI girlfriends.
I think isn't his blow up wife? Isn't that Connie Conjugal Doll?
No, you know the one.
Yeah.
Maya D says save Harris with the great Sun stats. So that's a reference to Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Save Ferris.
Yeah. Save.
That's
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering. I was like, what is, but now I get it. Catch your drift.
Moist One says, so you're saying you don't want to get Iguodala off?
Well, I mean, play him the full.
Moist One to say that. Yeah.
Don't play him the full 48
off
minutes.
work.
Off work.
Quiet Cannon says, glad you're back, Blender. Good to hear the real madness that we always look forward to. At least I do.
You're welcome, America.
It's not just you, Quiet Cannon. Don't worry about that. There's a whole slew of people here who enjoy the madness just like you.
That's right.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. We've got a couple more things that we need to talk about before we get to the madness of March. Take a look at where we're at as we get ready for the Sweet 16 on Thursday and Friday. And of course, all the other stuff that we're going to talk about too. We got tons of NFL and stuff like that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
After trying Skechers Slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time. Like right now. Or right now. Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So we're back. Another thing that happened while we were gone was Tracy Morgan throwing up all over Madison Square Garden. Just upchuck, just went nuts on it. Boy, oh my God, Tracy Morgan, what did you drink? What did you eat?
Why is he gagging all over the place?
Well, he was
Had to stop the game.
Throwing up. And here's the thing that was scary is that he starts throwing up, and all of a sudden they say, "Oh, he also has a bloody nose." And I'm like, "Did this dude do drugs or something? What's going on here?" And he's had a lot of health issues and stuff since he was in that accident with the Walmart truck. And but I was like, well, I don't think he does drugs. It was very weird. So I think what happened was he starts puking, and then I guess that might have set something loose in his sinuses, and so then he starts bleeding. Turns out food poisoning. It's just food poisoning.
Yep,
But bad timing. Really bad timing to have it show up where you're like, blah. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And he was like, well, hey, if the Knicks won that game, he says, man, I got to go back and throw up on the court again, I guess.
See, that's the problem with sitting down at the court side, because you where do you go? I mean, what do you do? You're in front of everybody. You know what I mean?
Is this what it takes? Is this what it takes for the Knicks to win a championship? Finally, for the first time since the 70s.
There's not enough puke in the world right now for the Knicks to win a championship.
When's the last time they won it? Was it 74? Willis Reed?
Good Lord. It's gotta be the 80s, right, Randy?
I think 70s.
Oh,
Was it
yeah.
earlier than
When was the
that?
last time the Knicks won?
I'm going to guess 74, 73.
All right.
Well, look it up. Goog that thing.
All righty.
By the way, that's your job, right?
Yes.
Look at Randy. Randy shouldn't be googing. Randy, listen, this is a union shop. He googs. You don't goog.
I may goog.
It's actually not true. We're not a union shop.
1973.
73.
All
See,
right.
I don't need Google.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but you weren't 100% sure.
I was pretty confident. I was pretty confident. I think they had a three-peat in that time, too.
They had they won 2 NBA championships in 70 and 73.
See?
Right.
See? Trust the Goog.
Okay. You're
the
right.
Goog always knows.
You're right. That's a humility check. That's a humility check.
In regards to the Tracy Morgan thing, Moisman says, I'm pretty sure it was Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
I've never had it, so I'll just take your word for that.
Never had Coke Zero, really?
Yeah, no. Why would I have it?
I had it, and frankly, I think it's like a 5 out of 10.
You can put a 0 on something. I ain't gonna
Look, if you're gonna have a Coke, have a Coke.
That's a real thing.
I
Not
agree.
A Coke
No,
Zero.
I agree.
Not a Diet Coke.
Find the right guy and get a bag. You know what I'm saying?
New Coke.
Just get a whole bag.
No, I was talking about
What?
real Coca-Cola. I wasn't talking about
right.
cocaine. I wasn't talking about Eric Clapton's version.
We're not a pro cocaine.
About have a Coke and a smile. You know,
Not a
you
pro
see what I'm saying?
One of my early jokes as a stand-up is like, "Hey, I tried snorting some coke the other day. Damn near drowned. All right, it was not. It was. I wasn't very good at it.
Bada boom.
Boom.
So, Kyrie Irving, he's the flat Earth guy, right?
He is.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
See, he says dumb stuff, but then he said one of the smartest things ever. But here's the thing: when someone like Kyrie Irving says something, then you think he thinks he might be the first person saying it.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe he is.
I agree with him.
He is a bit of a current day philosopher.
I agree with him.
He's
that
this generation's Plato.
Racism is the dumbest thing ever. That's what he says.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for years. To me, when I see somebody who's racist, before I see evil, but I also see how dumb are you to think you are better than someone else based on the color of your skin.
Exactly.
I mean, that is the dumbest damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm better than you because I'm rich.
Yeah.
That's really the great.
If you really want to talk about superiority, it's got to be finances, not color of your skin. Right.
But he's
Agreed.
absolutely right. He says, you realize how stupid this is? He says, you know how ignorant you got to be to put somebody, and I'm not going to read everything he says. It's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the sentiment of it is, yes, racism is, if you're listening to this show and you're racist, do me a favor, just turn it off.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want you around. And I wonder though, I think people who are racist are generally stupid and or evil. And even if you're, I guess smart and evil, you could be racist. But I think mostly it's dumb people being racist. And if dumb people are being racist, I don't know how to solve this.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually just comes out of a place of ignorance, which is a place of a lack of knowledge, you could say.
Well, but there's also
lack
just
of understanding.
straight up stupidity.
Yeah, and stupidity is a lack of understanding, you could say, and that's where it comes. I mean, I grew up in the South. And so
you know what goes on out there,
and it's
still
everywhere.
happening.
It's not just the South. Like it is, South gets a bad rap sometimes. Northeast, it's a thing too. I mean, you got West
Hold on a
can be a
second.
thing.
Hold on. Randy, I don't think we asked him this.
Mm-hmm.
Harris, are you racist?
No, absolutely not. No,
Wow.
no.
Boy,
No.
Jeffrey, that's a box we've got to check every time.
Yeah, I mean,
know.
I'm
I
sure
forgot
you
to
gotta
ask
check
early
that
on.
box. Yeah,
I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna squint at him. I'm gonna say it again.
Well, you didn't check it. You didn't ask him the job application.
Are
So
you
it's good that you're
sure?
asking now.
Well, hold on.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. I am 100% sure that I am not a racist. I am 100% sure.
He's giving you the eye, Triple H. Giving you the eye.
He is giving me the eye.
All right. Well, you
I
can
see
stay
it.
then.
I
You
see
can
it.
stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't like that kind around here. Wait, it doesn't sound right. I shouldn't say it like that. We don't want racists here. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It just comes out of a place of just unawareness is how I have to
And
say.
evil. There is, like I said, there are some smart people who are racist, and that means they're evil. If you're racist and smart, you suck worse than the ignorant people who are racist because they just don't know any better.
Yeah, some people just grew up in that background and don't know any better, and it's nice to let them know when the time comes. It's just how it goes.
But I'm glad Kyrie Irving, while he got the shape of the earth wrong, has a good grasp on the whole racism thing.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
So good for him.
I have a question about Kyrie Irving.
Yes.
Sure question, Randy.
I know these basketball players, a lot of these football, basketball, baseball guys, they like to they like to dress different.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they wear suit jackets and then like short pants, things like that.
Sure.
I saw Kyrie doing an interview the other day, and it looked. I'm not criticizing here, but I wish I had the opportunity to ask him. Did he put some sort of a fishing lure into his ear? It hung down, and it looked like a fishing lure hanging out of his ear.
I haven't
He's
seen
got
this.
a big
It's a
earring.
big old
Huh?
long. But it looked like like a bass.
Oh
lure.
yeah. Don't listen.
You
At
see
any
what I'm
moment,
saying?
I see what you're
Oh,
talking about.
Yeah.
As he was in street clothes watching the game. It's like a feather kind of thing.
Yeah. Is it a feather? Because it looked like one of those. I've got a good collection of lures in my tackle box. I go fishing.
Mhm.
Different lures, different fish, that sort of thing. But oh my God, it looked like a bass lure.
There was one time he had a earring on, and it looked like it was coming up. It was like connected to his hair, and it was coming back around him. It was an even bigger feather. So I think
no
feathers
kidding. Okay, all right.
are his thing.
Okay,
It
all
seems.
right. Well, then I'm okay with. I just My question was: are bass lures becoming sort of a new fashion statement? I
tell you what,
maybe
though,
I
it's
could make
pretty
some extra
smart.
money.
If you're
you
just
know,
like
maybe you
bored
could,
and
Randy.
you just look around, you're like, what am I doing? You're like, just now I got a lure.
I
Put
could
that thing in the
like
water.
I could get my lures out, put them on eBay. See what I'm saying? Sell those puppies for I don't know, $100 a shot.
I bet he's got one of those pocket fisherman things.
Are we
You remember those?
sensing
Hey,
a little business
there it
idea here, Randy? You're going to start.
Hey, it's all about the side hustle,
That's
Triple
right.
H.
That's
you
right.
need to learn early and often. It's about the side hustle.
Yes. Yes. Thank
Think
you for that
about
advice,
things on how you can make the big change,
Randy.
the big cash
Mhm.
by doing virtually almost nothing.
The Jet wants me to sing something to the Muppets theme song. Not doing that, Jet. Not doing it.
Mm-mm.
Is that what you're trying to do there? Of course, I'm not going to do that. Boy, you have the wrong show if you think that's happening. George says, "Hey, Randy, hold on. Well, okay, we'll ask it
Hold
now.
on. Okay.
Well, because there's so much stuff. Listen. An hour has gone by. We
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
talked about March Madness yet.
Well,
And
I
I-
did answer one of the troubling questions that's been on my mind since I saw it. Is that a bass lure hanging out of Kyrie Irving's ear?
It could be used as one. Yes. Randy.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Very well.
Yes.
Okay.
But let me just get done with some of this stuff real fast, George. Then I'll ask your
Okay.
question.
All right.
Okay. Shaquille O'Neal's getting his own Slurpee. That happened while we were out.
Oh, no kidding.
The Shackalicious Shackified Slurpee. I don't
Me
know
and
if
my
anybody-
friends.
What flavor is it? Do we know? Is it
Pumpkin
like
spice.
Oh, pumpkin spice.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was
Oh
going to
my
say, I was
God.
like, what?
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, here it is. It's oh my God. Okay, it's a Shackalicious extra large sour pineapple Slurpee.
Ooh.
You know why he wants you to drink that. Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna happen.
I got a question.
April 29th.
No kidding. Okay.
Question for you guys. Me and my friends were talking about this. Is there a current NBA player that has been on more commercials than Shaquille O'Neal has?
Nope.
No.
And
There's
he's
one.
not current, but
Yeah,
LeBron
exactly.
is the second place.
He retired 15 years ago now, and he's still getting those.
Yeah.
those
It'll
commercial
go
deals,
if you want to go
endorsements.
current or even retired. Let's just lump them in together. You got Shaquille O'Neal first. After that, it's LeBron. After that, it's Charles Barkley. That's what, I
Yeah.
don't know who else is in more.
What about
commercials.
MJ? What
At
about
this
MJ?
moment,
He's
he's
no-
not in
he's
any.
zero commercials.
He's sort of
What do you
like
mean?
when I
He's
talked
on
His
about.
brand is out there, but he's not in commercials.
It's
He's
like
on
what
a
I talked
Gatorade
about
commercial.
with. It's like what I talked about with Tiger. He's just
Yeah.
like a really private. He's a really private guy. Some people.
Randy,
are not.
just seeing him like his face and he's sweaty. That's not really him in a commercial. He's not talking. He's not
Well, he said
acting in it.
What's in you?
Did he?
Yeah,
Did he?
Yeah.
but it's like
Uh.
him, like edited. It's him young. It's kind of
It's
interesting.
AI. It's what
It
it
might
is.
actually be. Yeah, it could actually be.
Listen, I don't want to give I don't want to give flowers there. I want to give flowers here. Here's where we
Okay.
give flowers.
All right.
Let me
All
give
right,
some flowers.
let's do it. Let's give some
right.
flowers.
Group of guys in Georgia broke a world record on Friday with a basketball game that lasted 5 straight days. 121 hours and 3 minutes to be exact.
Georgia,
Wow.
the country.
Georgia, the state. What?
Okay, you
is
said
wrong
world.
with
You
you?
said world record, so I didn't know if it was the country or the state. I didn't.
We
know.
own basketball, so it's a world record. Shut up. Anyway, 121
That's what I'm
hours
doing
and
here.
3 minutes, and they were allowed to sub in and out. So yeah, they did get breaks,
That is nuts. Dude.
but they did this to raise money for charity called MOST. It's men opposing sex trafficking,
Okay, cool.
and they
Awesome.
raised over $300,000 for the stunt. So that's pretty
Wow.
cool. I think that bears mentioning. So
That
good
is
for
super
them.
cool. Good for them, man. Good for them.
I mean,
That's a long basketball game, though.
I don't know
Holy
the sc-
crap!
You think I'd know the score, but I don't have the score.
Does it matter?
It doesn't
I
matter.
kind of want to know now.
Wait, what was it? Like 1,085 to 975?
Why don't you Google it for me? Why
I
don't you
can
do
see
your
what I
job
can
and
find.
Google it?
I will find it. I will find
It happened in Georgia, the state, Harris.
Yes.
The state. Moist one says, Blake Griffin is sure trying.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
had some commercials when he played, then he didn't, and now he has some again.
Yeah, Blake Griffin's a good one.
Yeah, but he's low on the list.
I think Blake Griffin, I don't know. I think he's kind of, here's the thing with Blake Griffin, because he's doing that Amazon thing, right? Where he's going to be a commentator on there. I think he can be that, like what, maybe not to the level, but what Charles Barkley is what maybe Blake Griffin could be in like 10 years. for the game of
Future
basketball.
commentator guy.
Yeah, like a
I don't
fun,
know,
like a
just-
funny
But he
guy.
doesn't have,
I think he's
have
pretty
the
fun.
playing history
No,
and
he
the
doesn't have that
cred to
level.
drag with him. I mean, he wasn't that great.
He was really good. I mean,
He
no, he's
wasn't
not
Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, like even Kenny the Jet great.
No,
Blake Griffin was a pretty good player.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, he wasn't like Charles or Shaq level, but Blake Griffin was like
You put him
like
above
all
Kenny.
NBA. Yeah, you put him above Kenny for sure.
I don't even put him above Ernie.
I mean,
Ernie played better than he did.
Yeah.
Fifth letter says Triple H. You want to make some good money? Text me on the side. Just need you to take a 5-hour trip for me and ask no questions.
Great.
No.
What an intriguing offer. How
You're
about
not allowed to
no?
be a drug mule,
Yeah,
Harris.
Yep. I appreciate that, Jeffrey.
Just saying.
Yeah. Thanks for looking out for me. That's going to be a no, not an intriguing offer whatsoever.
So there's another one of these incidences, and it's on my Twitter if you want to see it.
Okay.
The Jeffrey O'Brien, whatever. You know how this gal had ran a marathon. She comes across the line, and her boyfriend goes down on one knee and proposes to her as she doesn't even get to cross the line. In fact, she paused
you gotta wait for
right
her to cross
before
the
the line, and the seconds were still ticking off. And then she came. She's like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?
Finish the race?
Why are you
Or did she just
stepping
wait?
all over her accomplishment? Why are you making this about you? Yeah, let her have her moment." Somebody did that during the Olympics. I think it was swimming or if it was skating or whatever. And somebody's like, did the same thing. It's like, let her have her moment. Do it separately from that. I think that's lame. But you can go see the video and stuff. She's pretty happy though, but whatever. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-660-1771. That's 800-660-1771. 800-660-1771.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa. And outrun a few.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Michael Eric Dyson for the Bail Project.
Our founders drafted the 8th Amendment to prohibit excessive cash bail. They never meant for it to hold people in jail. They knew excessive bail would create one system of justice for the rich and one for everyone else. But today, cash bail traps people in jail before they've even had their day in court. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
people, settle down. Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Yeah. I know, I'm just messing with you. All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room there, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I realize, looking at the calendar, Randy, this is the time of year that the allergies take hold and then try to give me a sinus infection.
Oh, yeah.
And then oftentimes I will lose my voice and be off the air for a while. So I'm trying to fight against that.
We're still
doing the
trying
best I
to
can.
find your voice from last year. So, yeah.
Still just trying to hang in there. So, who knows? I'm taking extra allergy stuff because that's what it is. Allergies create postnasal drip, and my sinuses, they get overactive, and then I get an infection, and then I lose my voice. And in fact, over the week we were off, my wife was like, "Geez, you because you haven't done any shows, you're starting to lose your voice." I'm like, "No, it's not that. It's not. I talk enough. It's the allergies and the postnasal drip. That's right. A constant stream of snot going back your throat there. Well, that'll take a toll.
I'll go make sure I got enough snot in my throat.
Oh, no, I got plenty of snot running there. It's all good here. Dude. Harris is never going to yes and, is he?
No.
Anyway,
I don't have allergies at the moment. Not to rub it in or anything, but so far I had allergies at the beginning of the month, but ever since I've been
it was
chilling.
It was windy at the beginning of March because March comes in like a lion.
It really does.
Goes out like a lion.
It really does. In a lot of ways, not just allergies, but college basketball as well. The greatest time of year, folks. March
just
Madness.
because of all that lame crap you said, we're not going to talk college basketball.
Oh, come on. I'm itching at the bit.
No, you ruined it. We'll see. We'll see how your behavior is going forward.
That's too bad. Now we're going to have to talk all Major League Baseball all the time.
I like how
I don't mind talking
Harris
baseball.
has gotten one of his little crutches out of his system after I gave him a hard time. You notice he doesn't say fun fact anymore? Good job, Harris.
Oh, man. Well, I haven't thought of that. Actually, maybe it's just natural.
Yeah, I can't stand it when you say that. Don't do that.
Oh, really? What do you want me to say? Boring fact?
Just
Fact.
talk to it. We're
Boring.
here. Talk to us. Just talk to us.
Oh, man. But
Hey, Randy. Hey, Randy.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Fun fact.
What is it?
I found this out in Sweden. You know how they say speed in Sweden?
The
word
they
for
say speed. Foot is rabbit.
No, the word is fart.
Fart.
I bleep you not.
I'm really
fart
farting
means
fast.
speed in Sweden, so they have fart limit signs.
Oh,
Look
nice.
at this. I'm not making this up. I saw this.
Nice fart control.
Max fart 5.
5.
I just so badly love this. I love this so much. Why is today the first day I know this?
That's crazy. Why is it the
See,
first day? It sucks
it
for you guys. You guys lived 40 plus years without knowing this. I lived only 20. But even then, 20 is a long time.
They have a fart limit.
Fart limit.
Nice.
Fart control, and control with a K, even
I like
more
it.
Swedish.
Well, that's that German influence on them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess
Oh.
if I have a fart in Sweden, I got to hold it.
Yeah.
You gotta
Slow
be
down,
careful.
kids. Slow
You gotta
down.
be careful. You
Gotta
can't
be careful.
fart more
Can't-
than 5
Can't
times.
fart in front of the cops, or else
Yeah,
you'll
you
get
gotta
a fart
easy.
ticket.
Yeah.
You get a fart ticket. You have to go to fart
Bruno
court.
Baller says in some areas the smell of blossoming citrus is pretty powerful. Yeah, the wife and I went for a walk and we smelled everything that's blooming.
That's
right
probably
now.
because you were out walking. That's why
Yeah.
you smelled.
This is
You
a huge
gotta
mistake ever
take
going
a shower.
outside.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Oh, you mean I'm sorry. I apologize. I should have listened better.
Moist One says, Harris, itching at the bit. You got to get that checked out. I don't think itching at the bit is actually a term. Yeah, I mean, you lived on the farm.
It is.
Chomping at the bit is. I don't know if itching at the bit.
Itching at the bit's definitely a term.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I've heard that multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh, this is funny. Moist One just sent me a movie poster for the Keanu Reeves. You know, I did the movie Speed, In there, it's fart, and it says "Gertie Geed Hurdy Bernie Hurdy Fart," and it shows the bus exploded. That's awesome.
Fart.
I want that in a frame.
In theaters this summer.
Fighting Wampa says, "Does one itch at the bit or chomp it?"
Yes,
I think
both.
I think you chomp it.
Itching,
you chomp
itching is like you really want to do it, and chomping is like you
Oh, yeah.
actually do it. You're chomping at the bit.
You're just making crap up as you go, aren't you?
I think that's just how it sounds.
He's farting.
Randy, got some bacon news.
Hopefully, I don't get a
Hey,
fart
I
ticket.
love bacon. Let's go.
Hopefully, I'm not in Sweden.
So listen, we didn't have any bacon this weekend because my wife went to get the bacon where we usually get the bacon, and they were out of bacon. I'm like, oh my god, I can take eggs not being around,
Shoot.
but bacon. You know what I end up having to
What
chop up
is-
and make
what is that?
with the breakfast?
What's happening to the game I
turkey sausage.
Oh no.
That's what I had to make.
Well,
you
I
ain't
can-
kept
I-
expecting
oh,
bacon
no.
at my house, and you get turkey sausage.
I would take the turkey sausage over. Yeah, Miss Kim, she likes these veggie sausages.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, I had those this weekend.
They're called impossible sausage because it's impossible to get me to eat them.
I will tell you though that we made twice baked potatoes
Nice.
last Friday night.
Nice.
Junk Food Jake was in town, and I cooked up some steaks on the old grill.
Excellent.
And we had twice baked potatoes, and she had some bacon, and then she crumbled it all up, and we put it in the mixture. So our twice baked potatoes had bacon in it.
Hey Harris, do you know how to grill?
I do.
That puts you above everybody who's ever worked in your
In that
position
chair.
on the
Yeah.
show so far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can grill.
So you can grill. All right.
Yeah.
Ever make peanut butter burgers on the grill?
No, I've never done that.
They're really good.
I would not expect that at all.
Peanut butter bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah. You know what you do? Here's what you do. Here's what I do. I don't know if you do this, Randy. You're making the burger, right? And then at a certain point, you put peanut butter on top, and it starts to melt. And then you throw the cheese on top of that, like the provolone. We like provolone on our burgers here. Throw the cheese on top, and then the cheese melts over the peanut butter and keeps it from running off into the grill. So you have the entirety of your peanut butter burger there.
Because that was going to be my question. I was like, how do you keep the peanut butter from running all over the grill? But you put the cheese on it.
Is you put the cheese on top of it, and that keeps the peanut butter from.
So did you say you
running
put the
off
cheese?
into-
Yeah. So you put the
on
cheese
top of the peanut butter.
So you grill the peanut butter and the cheese on the burger
Oh, yeah.
at the same
Yeah, yeah.
time. You don't
That's
wait
how
to
you
put
do
on
it.
the cheese.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No. You get the burger. You start grilling that, and then you put the peanut butter on there, and then you
Right.
put the cheese on real fast
At the
so
end.
that
It all
peanut
happens
butter-
at the end.
Yeah.
Right.
So it doesn't run all over the grill.
So the good news, bad
Good
news
to
for
know.
me, I had time to clean my grill this week,
Mm-hmm.
and I did, cleaned it. It was beautiful. And then more on me yesterday, forgot to put the grill cover on and the sprinklers got it. So now it's like I
Rats.
never washed it. Inside is nicest,
Dang.
but still the outside. I'm like,
Shoot.
Scratch me because says radio. I just jumped in the car and turned the radio to 1580. Just wondering who these strange voices are on the radio. You know damn well who we are, Scratch Me because.
We know who you are. Scratch me because
You can give
you're
us
a regular.
crap if you want, but you
Yeah.
know you missed us.
Yep. There's a reason he decided to turn this on.
Moist One says,
There's a
speaking of
reason.
provolone, how about them BYU Cougars?
Yes. Yes. Well, BYU looks good, man.
I think
They
that's
got a great win.
Provo. I don't think that's
It's,
provolone.
it's definitely Provo. I don't know where he got provolone. but
Sure, we'll
it's
talk about
definitely Provo.
Proctor a little bit later
Ooh.
on. And I think
Very
for
nice.
him,
Wow.
a nice turn is like Proctor, the guy shooting on them threes for
for
Dookie.
Duke. Yeah, he's a bucket.
Call him the proctologist.
Yes.
But before we get to that, and I'm punishing Harris for earlier.
This is a tough punishment.
So we're gonna wait. And I got something to tell you about bacon here in a second. Well,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
George, you can wait. Okay,
You,
so
you said
bacon.
you and Alex didn't make the bacon this weekend.
right. But hopefully the bacon will return soon.
Mhm.
But could be the cure for cancer is tricking your body into thinking it's pork.
What?
You are bacon. Researchers in China figured out how to make your immune system think cancer cells are pig cells. And so then your own immune system will attack the tumor and knock it out. So you got to trick the body into thinking it's not a cancer cell, it's a pig cell. 'Cause you know how they try to put, of all people should know this, other organs and the rejection of organs.
I
You're
have some-
convincing
right here. I have some fig gum right here.
Pig gum?
Yeah. Hey, my gum was receding. They put some pig gum right here. See it? Right
Really?
there. Yeah, it's all pig gum. Yeah.
Well, how long is that going to last before your body rejects it?
Well, it won't. It won't because pig stuff and human beings, their skin and their like their mouth stuff is very similar.
Well, as far as it goes with the cancer cells, I guess they're going to use pig cells that your body doesn't like, attach that to the cancer, and they've had like a 90% success rate in all the trials and all the stuff they're doing. So keep in mind, it's China. Don't trust much that comes from there. We'll see.
You have to walk around on all fours because I'll have a problem with that.
So yeah, we
have to.
Do I have to oink a lot and all that and roll around and
every time you oink,
have to,
your immune system's gonna be like, wow, that sounds like a pig. I think he's a pig.
You got to fool it. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta
Scratch
fool
Me
it.
Because says that story out of China sounds like it was developed in a Wuhan lab. It might have been.
Yep.
It might have
Yeah,
been.
I think
never
it was.
know.
Yep. Yep.
Cardinal Art says, guys, speaking of burgers, got some cowboy burgers. I'm throwing on the old Weber along with hickory thick cut sliced bacon.
Wow.
Nicely
Good for
done.
you.
Good
Yeah.
job. Kind of grill do you have there, Harris?
Weber. It's got a Weber.
No,
charcoal
Harris.
grill.
No, that's
Oh,
Cardinal
Harris.
Art. I'm
Oh,
asking
sorry.
Harris.
Yeah, well, where I recently moved, I actually don't know the type of the grill because I haven't used it based on where I moved. But
Is it
George
the-
Foreman, where I lived.
Yeah, listen, you're in a certain situation, George Foreman grill.
Yeah. I haven't had to use a new one yet. So
you got to use a real grill though at some point.
Yeah. No, I do.
Kiss
I've
the
grilled
cook.
a lot of burgers.
Says turkey sausage from scratch. That's the best way. Make them every time we go camping. Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right. So now it's on to something else. Still punishing Harris. So let's
gosh darn it.
Let's do this. Randy says Big George.
Yes.
What do you think of Torey Lavello naming the milkman Zach Gallen as the opening day starter over the weekend? I'm surprised it wasn't Corbin Burns. Torey admitted to Dave that his indecision around naming an opening day starter, not communicating with Burns sooner, was a mistake.
I think the bottom line is you got to name a guy, and that way you can adjust your lineup accordingly. I think it really doesn't make a big hill of beans difference because the lineup, the pitching lineup, is going to change throughout the season several times, and can you think of someone better than the milkman kicking it off for the Diamondbacks in this 2025 season? I'm just excited that Thursday, all the games matter.
That's right, Randy. That's right. And you know what? I said the same thing about basketball. Honestly, opening day starter.
Jeffrey, do you hear what he's doing?
It's overrated, to be honest with you.
You hear
It's
what he's doing,
overrated.
Jeffrey?
What am I doing? Oh, no. I'm not doing what you think I'm doing.
He's talking basketball.
Well, I'm giving a metaphor. Bear with me.
Is he trying to
He is.
take
He's
over?
Bear with me. Bear with me here. I want to talk about it, but I'm going to respect it.
Diamondbacks are going to have a great pitching lineup this year.
Yeah,
by the way.
they will. Oh my gosh,
Which is nice for a change, isn't it?
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, based on the main question is just the bullpen. That's the question. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've made some adjustments to the bullpen. It's going to be
Right,
exciting
right,
to
right,
see
right.
what happens. But I mean, when you're talking your first three guys are Zach Gallen, Corbin Burns, and Merrill Kelly. And these guys, Merrill Kelly and Zach have been together for 3 seasons now.
Right.
They kind of know what each other's routine is. They can lift each other up. And then you bring in a guy like Corbin Burns, who's been pitching lights out for Baltimore.
He's been
this is
great.
going to be an exciting team. Then Brandon Fat is in there, or Fott, or whatever. I think we should just call him Brandon.
I call him Fat Brandon.
Yeah, PHAT, Fat. Yeah, bring him in.
Brandon
And,
Fott would be like honestly the 2 or 3 on like most MLB teams. And the fact that he's the 5, Erod is the 4 too. That guy 2
Yeah.
years ago for the Red Sox was fantastic.
And you
So-
got Montgomery still coming in out of the
Right.
bullpen, or you can
Right.
use
Or the
him
Tigers, not the Red Sox. I
as another starting pitcher. Or maybe he turns the season around.
Ryan
So-
Nelson too. I mean, I think what I was saying before is in basketball they say it's not about who starts, it's about who finishes.
Right.
Same thing with the
Hey,
Diamondbacks.
as long as I finish, I don't care what happens. Moist one says, "Did you see the Diamondbacks sent the bear down?"
What?
The
I don't know what that means.
The bear? No. I have no idea what that means.
Is that a reference to the
Sent
TV
the
show?
bear down.
Or...
Well, who is nicknamed? Let me look at it. Let me Google. See who's nicknamed the bear.
See now Harris is figuring out his job.
Ha, 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 ha.
Get on that Goog.
The bear down?
I don't know if anyone's nicknamed.
Oh,
the
don't
bear
say bear
on the down because maybe saying the bear.
Oh, God dang it! No, forget it. No, Moist one just made me say bear down. God dang it!
Sent the bear down?
Oh no! He made me say the U Arizona thing.
No,
you son of a bitch!
Oh no, dude. Oh,
very rarely does he get me. He got me that time.
That was like really crafty. Like I did not see that. I mean, I think. Look, people see Moist One and see the name and say this guy is stupid. But you know what? This guy is more than stupid.
That's Donnie. They don't say that about Moist One.
Oh, they don't say that.
No,
I mean, if you're named Moist One,
Moist
people
One's
will
clever.
assume Moist One is clever.
Yeah.
I did not anticipate that. Did not anticipate that.
Okay, so let me fill you in on what's going on right now, how things are going.
Okay.
First thing that's happening is our picks for the tournament winner. The Phil picked Alabama, still alive. Duke is who Harris picked, still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Auburn, still alive.
Good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Randy.
Yep.
Stanford, not still alive.
Don't really care.
Yeah. Well, I'm still telling you, you know.
Poor Randy.
So I'm actually
Poor
impressed
Stanford.
that we have so many teams still alive, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really. That's pretty cool.
Well, it shows you how chalky the bracket is this year. It's really top heavy.
By the way, my bracket is not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. For the Midwest, I got everything right except for McNeese.
I actually bet on
yeah,
McNeese one teams I bet on.
Clemson went out, and so I was all green there. In the East, I got Mississippi State wrong. Baylor won that. And then I tried to get rid of Oregon, Arizona.
Yeah.
And I picked Oregon. Guess not.
Yeah.
It's because I hate you, Arizona, is really all.
Yeah. Well, Arizona was known as really volatile. Like they could have lost to Akron, but they could also beat Duke. Like that's who they are. They're really up and down.
Well, you know, the Mormons beating Wisconsin, I got that wrong.
Oh, I was wrong here. I had BYU losing to VCU, but you know what? Shame on me. I should have looked into the scouting reports more. BYU is a darn good team.
And I got most of the West wrong.
Yeah,
a lot of the South. But hey, look at this though. Radio Ron, the owner of the radio station, is a Michigan State alumni. And look at old Izzo there with the 16th Sweet 16.
Yeah,
that is just amazing.
Impressive. Michigan State's a great. I think they are going to get to the Elite Eight. I will say that. And them and Auburn, that's going to be a really good game. Both teams,
and that's what I've got. I got Michigan State and Auburn on my bracket meeting up for that game. So listen, I'm looking forward to what happens next. And here is what happens next on Thursday and Friday here on 1580 The Fanatic. Blender will be on the air at 2 p.m. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. before all the action starts for Sweet 16. So here's the game order. I got this today. Now, remember, it's still going to be a thing where Westwood One is going to go to the best action. So, but his first game up is BYU and Alabama. And then after that, 20 minutes later starts up Maryland and Florida. Then later on at 6:30 or so, Arizona and Dookie, they're going to play. And then San Francisco and Arkansas starts up about a half an hour later on that. So that's Thursday. On Friday, you got Atlanta is where the game is happening, but it's Ole Miss and Michigan State. And then after that, you got Kentucky and Tennessee. And then later on, you got Michigan and Auburn. And then later on, you got Purdue and Houston. What's that, Harris?
Game of the week, Kentucky and Tennessee, man. That is a fierce rivalry going on right in the Sweet 16.
I'm going to just have my ass planted in front of the TV for all this. This is going to be fun for all of it.
That's right.
Have all the different games ready on all the different screens.
A lot of awesome games, man. This is the beauty of having a chalk bracket. Like, yeah, it can hurt the first and second rounds, but once you get to the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, there's going to be some really good basketball games. So we're gonna reap the rewards coming up.
Well, although I'm dead in the West, I had St. John's going. Well, that didn't happen.
Oh, did you really? I mean,
that killed me. St.
yeah,
John's.
It's a fun story. They still won the Big East. Still a good season for them.
Well, let's go down and take a look at the 16 and how we got here. We'll do that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th. Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Start a promising career in law enforcement with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. As an MCSO detention officer, you'll play a critical role in ensuring public safety for the 4th largest county in the United States. You'll also gain experience that can lead to a role on specialized teams like jail intelligence or special response, a leadership track, or a career as a recruit training officer. Every path comes with unlimited potential. Learn more at jobs.mcso.org. Honor the law, serve the people. Sponsored by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
Catch all the action of NCAA men's basketball, starting with the game of the week. Got it! Wow! Then conference and regional tournaments, NCAA tourney, March Madness, and the championship game live. Fires from three. Oh, he hit it! Don't miss a moment on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for March Madness.
Stay Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Ralph from Harmon Solar says, come on, kid. Brandon Pfaadt is not a 2 anywhere else. Maybe a 3 for the A's or the White Sox. By the way, watching you at 38,000 feet on the way back from Puerto Vallarta. Nobody cares, Ralph. Nobody cares. Every time you get deported, we celebrate. But every time you find your way back, it's,
Yeah, you're just going to get deported again, Ralph.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's got the money to do the turnstile. So, that's cool, man. So, Ralph, what do you say to what Ralph says, Harris?
My response is, did you watch him in that World Series run? Just saying, like, the potential is there to be a 2 or 3. And now you got to understand, like, you look at, I said a lot of teams, I said some teams as well. You look at some of these rotations, like, say, the A's or the lower grade rotations, there's no doubt he could be the 2 or 3 on a lot of teams. So just saying, man, watch him in that World Series run. He's also really young. What is he, like 24 years old?
He's a very young man.
Yeah, he's really, so he's got a lot of room to grow. I mean, a lot of room.
The thing about Ralph is he's an insufferable Dodgers fan.
He's a hater.
Not only that, he just hates the Diamondbacks. So.
Yeah,
And it's
spoiled.
okay.
Maybe
We-
he's still
we
a little
accept him.
salty from that 2023 divisional series.
Yeah, he's going to show his bling to you, I'm sure.
It's the next text coming about all the
world
championships.
championships.
And,
Right,
you know.
right. I'm sure that's great.
And he has the ammo
Don't know
because they
that.
did just win.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. They
That's
did.
true. Yeah. They did.
But, I'll do unto him what I do unto every Arizona fan. I'll just twist around what he says, make him say something else. You got to be here in person, Ralph, if you're going to do that. Hefty Lefty says, how's your Frozen Four bracket going? Golden Gopher is always a popular pick to win it all. He's talking about hockey, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
I did not fill out a Frozen Four bracket, but Minnesota does typically do well in that. It's them and the Dakota schools that do super well in that.
Yeah. How many Dakotas do we have?
North and South, too.
Yeah.
What about East and West? You forgot them.
They are not states.
You don't think there's an East Dakota?
No, there's not.
You child.
They didn't teach that in grade school. They didn't.
Well,
teach
they
that.
also
When you look
didn't
at the
teach
maps.
a lot
There's
of
no
things.
East Dakota.
There's a lot of things they didn't teach.
Right.
Guess what
but
they're
that
saying
is
now?
Not on the U.S. map.
They're saying, well, how about the fact that there's probably 10 billion people on the planet? Because it turns out they ain't been counting very well. Experts are saying there's probably way more people on this planet than previously advertised.
Really?
So if they got it wrong with the how many billions there are, what makes you think they can get it right on the how many Dakotas? So
Well, who is they?
Don't be
That's my
so
question.
quick.
Who is they?
Big census.
Big census.
I don't
Are
know.
they the ones that get the states?
I don't know. Moist one says, come on, Ralph. No fat on fat crime, okay? Oh, he just called Ralph fat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Moist one with the ammo here. My goodness.
More ammo coming from Bruno Baller saying Arizona State came up short against Denver in the Frozen Four.
Right.
It's been a great year for that squad.
It's too
though.
bad, but I'll tell you what,
Great year.
Arizona State's hockey program is becoming one of those that you really have to pay attention and pay close attention to in the United States. Their collegiate hockey program is really, really coming along. Yeah, I'm happy that they continually go to the playoffs and end up, in contention for the Frozen Four. So congratulations to them on another great season.
Right. Right. Ever since they built, especially Mullet Arena, that scene is awesome. It's been
Tickets are too expensive.
Yeah, it is. I loved going to hockey games in college. It
Can
was
I
super
borrow
awesome.
your student ID and will that help me get in?
Well, not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. But it did.
Sucks.
Did in the
We
moment.
should have hired someone younger. Delicious says, happy Monday, mofos. Thank God we don't have to hear Phil going full Phil today. So there's that. And Randy, tell your baseball team they suck for doubling the price of tickets this weekend. They
Well,
did?
Sorry to hear that.
they do
Doubling
that?
the
I
price
didn't
of
even know they-
tickets. You mean because they go to the ball game and then it's the Cubs and it's one of the big draws and every team in the major leagues does this for what they call premier games? Is that what you mean? Huh.
Moise one says, it's okay. I'm fat too, which would make me a hypocrite.
If you want to go to all of the D-backs games, just get the ballpark passes. $299 to go to every home game. How about that?
What did you just say?
If you want to go
That's-
to all
that's
D-backs games.
That's like upper deck though, right? I mean,
I think it is, but still, I mean, that's great. Like, you're complaining about the prices. There's an avenue.
Harris, this nose don't bleed. Okay.
What do you mean?
Amaya D
mean?
says BYU's head coach is a former Suns assistant coach.
Yes, he
Maybe the
is.
Suns should have offered him the head coaching job prior to him leaving for BYU.
Kevin Young's legit, man. And you hear what a bunch of NBA players have to say about him, including Kevin Durant. He's legit. There's a reason BYU's getting the #1 overall recruit next year. And yes, a lot of that has to do with money, but a lot of that also has to do with the coach that Kevin Young is. He's doing an excellent job in Provo, and they are building something.
Fighting Wampa says, Randy, with all your weather connections, you have any favors you could cash in to have him maybe turn down the weather?
I wish I could, but no, it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. We're headed into spring in Arizona.
Hey, Randy.
Yeah.
How about a weather report?
Well, absolutely. We can do something here from the weather front, from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center. Currently 92 under sunny skies, and it's 91 in Scottsdale under mostly sunny skies. Currently in Munns Park, 69 degrees. No text, moist one. Going to be looking at sunshine the rest of the week. Clouds moving in on Wednesday, but no real chance of rain. And then it's going to be partly sunny on Friday. Saturday, 76 and 78 degrees on Sunday. Then back up to the low 80s for next week. Currently feels like 95 outside. Sunset at 6:44. Wind is currently really relatively calm, 3 miles an hour out of the northwest. From the Harman Solar 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Well, here's the real question. What did you say it was going to be tomorrow? What's it going to be?
Tomorrow, 95.
I got 97 in Queen Creek.
Mm.
So out here it's going to get hotter. I got the air conditioning.
I was just in Queen Creek, Jeffrey.
Why would you do that?
It was that Buffalo Chip. You know that bar?
Is that the
That's,
one?
Queen Creek? I think that's Cave Creek.
Cave Creek. No, you're right. That's Cave Creek. That's not Queen
Buffalo
Creek.
Chip.
Yeah, it didn't sound right at all.
Yeah. There's a country bar that
There ain't no clever places out here, kid.
I mean, Cave Creek, Queen Creek sounds really similar.
If you're missing a Trump flag, Queen Creek is where you'll find it.
Same with Cave Creek.
But Cave Creek has got some really nice places, though. You know.
Yeah, I like Cave Creek.
So anyway, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous every year, but all right. So I guess the nice weather is officially over. So
yeah.
I don't know why you guys are worried about 90s. It's a dry 90s. It's not like it's it's going to be terrible outside.
Start with it.
In May when it's 100 degrees, it's not bad at all. It's July when it starts to get humid, and then August, and then September. Oh my God! In October, it's still miserable, and then it cools off to beautiful temperatures once again.
Whatever. Here's the deal. It's all about direct sunlight. This is what I've determined. Yeah, because Randy, right now the temperatures we're complaining about. When it's 120 out in the morning, if it's 80 or 90, you're like, wow, it's really nice out here. It's not the temperature as much as it's the direct sunlight. If you're getting baked and scorched, that's what makes it insufferable. So it's never about the temperature. It's about direct sunlight.
Yeah, direct sunlight plays a huge factor. I'm starting to get with this hypothesis, Jeffrey. I'm starting to see it.
Scratch me because says, have you informed Harris about how Moist One is literally an extremely moist human being? Oh, no, I just did. Yeah, I did earlier.
He said he shook his hand, and it was incredibly moist.
I think
moist.
one night, Jeffrey, speaking of Cave Creek and the Buffalo Chip, we ought to take the ladies out to the Horny Toad. Sorry? In Cave Creek.
I have heard of that. I've heard of that.
If you think it'll work.
Yeah, the Horny Toad is a saloon restaurant area.
Are you guys good at line dancing? Can y'all line dance?
First off, we don't y'all.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go.
I don't think that's. I have actually done it. I have. Because here's the thing: as I've told you before, and I've said this on the show. My best bit of advice for anybody in a relationship is if she asks you to dance, you always say yes. You never act tough. You never like, no, I don't want to dance.
Oh yeah,
you
that
just
is
do
so
it.
True.
You just
so
dance.
True. Yeah.
So we were actually in Palm Springs and people started line dancing, and it was really sad to watch because nobody knew how to dance. You could tell. My wife does. My wife's awesome as a dancer, but yeah, so I did do it, and then after a while, I just got bored with it. It's like it's the same thing. It's the same move over and over again. And I'm just like, can we change this up at all? Because
like you,
boring.
Jeffrey, my girlfriend is an amazing dancer, and I'm very like I can get the hang of it. I can hang, but like she is really good, and so
you end up waiting for the damn song to be over.
Right. It's like, man, like can we get through this? And like you got to kind of switch it up, but you don't quite know how to switch it up. It's a really like. Oh, it can be tough. But you know what is I think if you just like own it, you're like, okay, I'm not that good of a dancer and just kind of just own it. Then that's when you immediately put yourself ahead of all the others who are just in their own heads, sitting in the corner, bummed that they can't dance.
A participation trophy that you're going to earn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as you get out there and just try, the points are huge.
Right.
You get huge points with the lady for doing that.
And
now,
there's no pressure.
If you can learn how to dance and be good at it, then the panties drop all over the place. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Very much plus.
Not mine. Not mine. Moist one says, "What if all she wants
Maybe
to do
Moist
is
wants.
dance?"
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
Don Henley says.
Yeah, yeah. And
Bruno
make
Baller
romance.
says the misters and the evaporative coolers work very well this time of year with the low humidity.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't care for that. I don't like to add humidity. Hefty Lefty says, "Were you watching the sheep riding up at the chip there, Harris?"
The sheep riding. Oh yeah, I was. I've ridden that. The
Who's-
bull. I think he's implying the bull. And
No,
not
they
the
have,
sheep.
Harris is small enough; he could ride a sheep.
They've got mutton busting up there.
He could mutton bust.
Yeah, they have mutton bust up there. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. I haven't seen that. I mean, I've seen they have a bull riding thing, and I can get
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
they've got that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can get on it. You can ride it. They have that. I've done that numerous times. It can get you, man. Your hands can be really sore.
Oh yeah,
after that.
Oh,
yeah. I tried golfing.
Whenever I hear about
After I did
somebody
that,
riding
it
a
was
sheep,
not
I
good.
don't think that's what's sore, but okay.
Well, it's the bull, not the sheep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, "Great meat market up in Cave Creek. They do whole animal butchering on site. Not very common to find in the valley."
Very southwest vibes town. Cave
Scratch Me Because says, "Line dancing is like hitting yourself in the head with a hammer. Feels great when you stop."
I disagree.
Quiet Canning is lamenting that no more ocean breezes. Delicious says, "Yeah, $70 for bleacher seats on Saturday. That's BS."
Oh, okay. First off, it was $300 for the whole season. That's 81 home games for the whole season. And you know, baseball too. There are times when there are empty seats, you can move up a little bit, find different seats.
Oh yeah, there is
Yeah.
that like, okay, which inning are we in now? Yeah, we can move down.
Yeah, we can move down. Yeah, like there are times where you could easily do that. So the D-backs have good prices. Check those Phillies, like back in the day in the what was it? Oh yeah. The world winner goes to the World Series. D-backs and Phillies were playing. Did y'all see the D-backs average tickets and the Phillies average ticket prices? Phillies are like 200, 300, D-backs for like 50, 60.
Wow.
So I don't want to hear complaining about the D-backs.
No
ticket
complaining
prices.
about D-backs tickets.
No complaining.
Yeah. Harris doesn't want to hear your crap.
I don't wanna hear
He'll
it.
fight you outside in the alley
I
if
don't
you
wanna
keep
hear it.
saying stuff.
Yeah.
He
don't
will
wanna hear it.
actually fight you. Let me
Right.
give you his address so
Okay.
you can come to his house and fight
Yep.
him.
He's waiting for you right now. He's calling you out, Jack.
Where did I put that job application here? So your address is on there, I think. Soon as I find that, I'll give it out on air so you guys can line up at his door and fight
Yep.
him.
Yeah, the fourth dimension will capitalize
Wait,
on
why?
that too.
Why are we fighting here?
Yeah, I don't know. Jeffrey, you brought it up. I didn't want to fight anybody. I was just
It's not
talking about the
you
D-backs.
wanting. It's just
People wanting to do it to me,
I
but
don't
me not to
remember
them.
now. Oh, I did see this. Poor Warren Buffett is he's old. He's always been old. I think
Yeah,
the
oh, yeah.
entire time
Yeah.
of his life he's been
Yeah,
old.
yeah. He's been very old. Yeah.
Yeah,
But he's
since he
getting
came out of the
older.
womb. He came out old.
I remember he had that Berkshire Hathaway thing where
Oh, yeah.
his
Yeah,
employees,
yeah.
he's like, if anybody perfectly predicts the Sweet 16, you'll win $1 million.
Yeah.
And well, now for life, you get $1 million for life. And then he was like, well, I got tired of nobody winning it. And he says, look, I'm getting old. I'd like to give away $1 million. So he changed the rules and he finally did give away $1 million.
No kidding.
Yeah, they changed it. And he said, you don't have to be perfect. Now he said, oh, how about this? I'll give you $1 million to anybody who can correctly predict 30 of the 32 first round games. So he's like, I'm getting older, so I spotted him a couple of games.
Right.
So
Handicap.
somebody did finally win that. So now he's
Oh.
just like, okay, can you leave me alone about March Madness?
Maybe Warren Buffett loves it.
He does.
He's a
He
big
does.
March Madness
Warren
guy. Who
Buffett
doesn't love
loves the March Madness, and
It's the best sporting event of the year.
he
That's-
was for a while. He did
it's-
the $1 billion thing, $1 billion to anybody who could have a perfect bracket. Still, never
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, it never. I don't even know if it ever will in y'all's or my lifetime.
Well, this year, a lot of chalk happened, but not completely. There were
Right.
still upsets and stuff. But you're probably right. This is one of those things where just by design, it shouldn't ever happen.
Yeah.
People are looking at this year and saying it's a very chalky, not very madnessy March Madness. So
We're talking about Drake won, McNeese State
no,
won.
obviously Kendrick Lamar won.
Uh,
Let's not pretend.
What?
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar won.
I think he was talking about
big
Drake,
time.
the basketball team.
Oh,
Not
the
the
basketball
He has
team.
a basketball team
Not
too.
the rapper,
No,
the basketball
no,
team.
no, he's
he's
a
not
basketball.
associated.
Is that how he tries to line up
Just-
younger
just-
people?
No,
Not
no,
associated. No.
Never mind. Go ahead. Move on. I was just trying to show that there has been some madness.
Yeah, dude.
to
Drake
March
and
Not
Madness.
as much, Matt.
and
Not as
McNeese.
much.
Yeah.
The McNeese thing, yeah, that hurt.
I think now you're going to see it in the Sweet 16. You're going to see
Well-
some bumping and moving now.
I got a lot
Easy,
of
moist
thoughts.
one. Easy.
A lot of thoughts potentially as to why there hasn't been as much madness. You could say there's a lot.
Well,
A lot
here's
of
some thoughts of the super fans of the Fourth Dimension. ASU Buddy says Harris versus Jake Paul. He wants you to box Jake Paul.
You could
Jake
take him-
Paul would
You could
destroy
take him
me.
Triple
I would
H.
not.
No,
I would
you'd,
not.
you'd handle him.
No.
Easy.
Delicious
I think so.
says, "Suck it, new guy.
Wow.
Cubs aren't defending champs, or the Yankees, or the Red Sox. So why the egregious markup? That's all I'm saying. Because the Cubs. Here's the thing: the Cubs spring train here, Ho'okum Park. You remember the days, and there's a lot of Cubs fans here, so they know
Yeah, it's a premium game.
and yours will spend the money because statistically and demographically, it makes sense to do it. So suck it up, T-licious, get over it, pay the money, go see the game. Shout out.
You could get ticket packages like Triple H said. You could get the home game pass for $300.
Yeah.
You can.
Well, 300 is 3,000 if you don't have it.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying there are other ways. You can get 4-game packages where you don't get the markup. It's part of the package, and
Yeah.
there's any number of things. I still think that the Arizona Diamondbacks are one of the best values in all of Major League Baseball.
They totally are right now because it's a great team with relatively cheap prices. I mean, the
Right.
rotation's going to be great, hitting's going to be great,
and
The
they
only
are going
question is
to
the
mark
bullpen.
up. They are going to mark up the more popular teams.
Can I just say something? I'm
Of
trying to
course.
go to a game here this week. Can we all just shut the hell up about this prices and stuff so I can still get in there for the? They mark the prices up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Prices are very adequate.
Let
You
me
think
get
that-
my tickets before
Mm.
everybody rushes out to get theirs. Can we just do
Are
that?
you trying to go to the Cubs game?
Very
T-licious
profound.
says 2 weeks ago the same tickets are $20 cheaper. You realize it was spring training, T-licious. Spring training.
Yeah.
It's a real season starting.
It is
Third-
not
wait,
in regulation.
Real season starting Saturday.
Does not count towards your record.
Oh, opening day's Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinal Art says only professional sucker suck it is Ralph on these airwaves.
Wow.
I support you, Triple H, he says.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
By support, you need his Venmo because
Help a fella out.
Help a
oh, this
fella
new
out,
generation,
man.
all they keep. Man, the first time I was sitting there talking with Harris, he actually says, "Oh, before you go," and he pushed his iPad in front of me and it said, "Would you like to tip?" I'm like, "What? No."
It was like the 15, 20,
What do you-
25% thing.
Yeah. Where's the
just
other
have one
button?
more just have one more question for you.
Just other. Where's the other button?
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
All right. Well, your punishment's over. We come back. Let's talk some March Madness. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at HarmonSolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to HarmonSolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's HarmonSolar.com.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Hubba, hubba, huzzah! Huzzah! Great shopping. A giant crafts market. You'll love the Renaissance Festival with your favorite shows. Be ready to have a great time. And don't be afraid to participate. Huzzah! Jousting nights. Huzzah! Silly fun for the entire family. Huzzah! Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah! Lots of new shows. Non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable. You'll adore the Renaissance Festival. Weekends now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or online at arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Don't miss the final weekend of foolish pleasures and artisan treasures at the Renaissance Festival. It's your last chance to experience life in the past lane. Don't miss the last weekend of the Renaissance. Huzzah!
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, I found something on NCAA.com. It's kind of cool. Hey, Randy, what year were you born again?
1962.
So the year you were born, Cincinnati won the national championship.
Oh, no kidding. The mighty Bearcats.
Mhm.
All right.
And then 1970, when I was born, UCLA. UCLA had a string of championships. That went 1967, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. And then before that, earlier in the 60s, they had a string of them, like I think two of them, actually. So they were a dominant team back in the day. The only time they didn't win was in UTEP won it in 1966. Otherwise, it would have been just like 10 years of winning.
AKA Texas Western is what they went
UTEP,
by
Texas
back in
Western,
the day.
yeah.
Texas
Yeah.
Western, yes. Shout out Lou Alcindor as well for UCLA.
Bill Walton was part
Bill
of that
Walton.
squad.
Oh, Bill Walton. Having Arizona and Oregon play at midnight and not having Bill Walton there, man, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah. A lot of people noticed that missing.
Oh, man. Yeah, wasn't the same.
What year were you born, Harris?
2001. 2001.
I think
Year
you
the
just need-
Diamondbacks won the World Series.
Feel like
over
you
the
need to
Yankees.
see yourself out. I think it's time for you to go. You know who won year you were born?
In 2001, it was Michigan State.
You
I
are
believe.
incorrect.
Oh, Michigan State won 2000. 2001 was Duke.
You are correct.
Yes.
Well
yes,
done.
yes. Yeah.
Duke, also your choice to win the entire damn thing. And now
That's
I
right.
watched them play the other day, and I'm gonna tell you, it's hard not to think maybe you might be right, because that team was something else. They poked Cooper Flag in the eye. He kept on going.
Yep.
And then the
Only needed one eye.
proctologist went to work. And what was he, 9 of 10 3-point shooting at the end? What was it? How did it go? I mean, he was just unstoppable from three. I mean, just broke the back of their opponent there.
Well, you know what makes him so efficient from three? Actually, back in the day, he's a junior now, freshman and sophomore year. He's like a 34% 3-point shooter. Now he's 42%. So what makes him so good is you have two guys like Cooper Flag and Con Knipple who can drive, who can create all the space himself. I know. Knipple. I know.
It's spelled Knupple or something.
EL, but it's literally pronounced. It's literally pronounced Knipple.
I would go with Knuppel, but I felt like they talked about him a lot more than they normally would, and he was pretty good when he was out. Is he more of like a bench player, or is he a starter?
No. He's a very he'll go top 10 in the draft. He's All-American.
Didn't hear much about him at first. Then as the game went on, that's all they could talk about. Knuppel. I felt like they were just doing that on purpose.
Right. Well, I mean, when you look at this Duke team, man, like those two guys able to drive. The reason why Tyrese Proctor is such a good shooter is because now he can get a lot of open catch and shoots. And he got that against Baylor.
And he was able to
make everything.
Yeah, but then he was also able to make people miss on defense.
That's right.
That little sidestep thing he kept doing I mean,
he definitely developed that this year.
I feel like that almost is worse than getting posterized. If you're the guy who's running in and all he goes, fakes you out and then just steps over and drains the three, it's like that's just about as bad.
It's an FU for sure. I mean, there's nothing worse than when you get crossed,
hurts your soul.
When the guy looks at you and you're on the ground after you fell and he just drains the three.
You're down there. I'm up here. Guess what's happening?
Yes, that's a bad feeling. It happened to me before. I've been on both sides of that. Well, by the way,
listen, Duke and Baylor, that was a fun game to watch.
Yeah,
that was fun
for Duke,
except for when they started to pull away. Then it was just like,
right,
not so great.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Auburn game. I didn't get to watch that one. Was that a good matchup there?
Well, Creighton was really doing super well in the first half. I mean, Greg McDermott's such a great coach that Creighton's going to get their shots. And they were I think 58% from three in the first half. So I looked at that and I was like, man, Creighton's winning, but that's not sustainable to be 58% from three. They're probably going to fall a little bit in the second half. We'll see what Auburn does. Well, they did. And then Auburn ended up winning by double digits because of that. Yeah, Auburn, you know what, Jeffrey? I mean, Duke is looking like the favorite right now, but Auburn is not too far behind. I think they're the second favorite. I think they could easily end up winning the championship themselves. So, hey, Auburn's a great team.
Yeah. Well, that is the one I picked. And, of course, Phil had Alabama. Tell me about Alabama in their their matchup with
Alabama
Mary
they have a little bit of injury concerns. Like Jaron Stevenson hurting his wrist is a little bit of an issue for them. But, hey, it didn't matter against St. Mary's, man. They crushed St. Mary's. They were up pretty much the entire game. And St. Mary's is a good basketball team. What's interesting about Alabama and St. Mary's is Alabama's actually the fastest team in college basketball. So they play the shortest possessions. St. Mary's plays the longest possessions in college basketball. So it was like two completely different styles of play going up. And the faster one won, the one with the more athletes won. Alabama's a great team. I think the question with them is defensively. They give up a lot of blow-bys. Unlike Duke and Auburn, who are really good on defense, Alabama lacks that, you could say. They're a good defensive team, but not a great defensive team. But offensively, they're lights out. They are lights out.
So let me just ask this question. You're not allowed to change your bracket now at all.
Yeah.
I can't change it because I think I've made a mistake. I have on my bracket, I got Alabama beating BYU and then going on to beat Duke. I have Alabama beating Duke. I think that might be a mistake now.
Yeah, you know what? It could happen. Mark Sears for Alabama would have to have 30 plus at the least for that to happen. Because the thing again about Duke is when Tyrese Proctor is making his threes, there is no way to guard that whole team, because he's going to get open threes because of what Cooper Flagg and Con Knuppel do. So when he gets those open shots, you have to hope that he misses them. You just have to. And Baylor did that, and he didn't miss, and it became a blowout. So that's what Bama's got to do.
Shoot as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't guarantee a recreation of that.
No.
I'm sure that they'll plan maybe to try to do something there.
Right.
You can't stop them, maybe slow them down. And so, might be a difference maker.
But the thing about it, Jeffrey, is when you plan for a guy like Tyrese Proctor, it's like, okay, well, you still got to worry about Zion James, who's a 38% three-point shooter. You still got to worry about Mason Gillis, who shot 40+% from three at Purdue when he was there with Zach Edey. Isaiah Evans is a 42% three-point shooter. So Duke, the way John Shire constructed this team was you can get Knuppel on the pick and roll, you can get Cooper Flagg on ISOs, and that will create open shots for guys who have knocked down open shots before. So it's a really well-constructed team.
So it'll be interesting to see how the Mormons in Alabama do, and how Arizona meth heads and Duke. I just can't wait for Duke to just run through them like a goose.
Yeah,
you know
wouldn't
what
be
I'm saying?
surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. Then again, though, when Caleb Love played a really talented Duke team at UNC 2022, if y'all remember, he was the one that hit that big shot in the Final Four that sent UNC to the national championship game. I mean, hey, Caleb Love's beaten Duke before when they've been underdogs, but I don't know if I see this one happening. Oh, no. Yeah, such a bummer.
So we also have, a matchup for Michigan State and Ole Miss. Ole Miss, beating Iowa State. I didn't have that one. Did you have that one?
To be honest with you, I actually had UNC going to the Sweet 16, so I was wrong there. What's good about Ole Miss? First off, Chris Beard for Ole Miss is a phenomenal coach. I mean, like the way, because Ole Miss, I mean, they are not a basketball school whatsoever. Basketball is probably their third sport, if anything. So the money's going to football 1, baseball 2, and basketball 3. So what Beard is doing at Ole Miss is very notable. I mean, they're a great team. Sean Padula is awesome. They've got shooters. They're good on defense. Yeah, they can easily make some noise here. 100%.
So what do you think the chances are? Michigan beats Auburn. Michigan State beats Ole Miss. When you have an all Michigan standoff.
Yeah. I think the chances that Michigan State beats Ole Miss is going to be 70%. The chances that Michigan beats Auburn, probably low here, probably at 25%. So, yeah. Yep.
It was a thought.
Yeah,
Listen, we got tons more of this bracket talk to talk about because we are in the middle of the March Madness, getting ready for the Sweet 16 on Thursday and Friday. And we've got plenty more to talk about of, well, how did we get here?
Right.
And what do we think might happen next?
Yep.
Sharp Cat says when UCLA won those championships in the past, weren't there only 8 teams in the tournament?
Yeah, back until I think there were 8 teams up until like 84.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Maybe they had
that.
16, 32. I had to look that up.
Well, listen, we'll find out and learn more when we come back, not on purpose. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-660-1771. That's 800-660-1771. 800-660-1771.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to harmonsolar.com. That's harmonsolar.com.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
People settle down because it's time
for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. You'll be broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Ringless Joe says, yeah, the Valley's heating up for our Suns. Fans need to turn up the heat tonight at Footprint Center. Dude, that read like a Suns bot for sure, but I know Ringless Joe's a real person.
Listening to an ad there?
I don't even, is it still the Footprint Center? I didn't think they,
No.
it was the Footprint Center anymore.
It's the
Suns Arena, isn't it?
Something
It's,
like that.
huh.
The PHX. I think they're calling it the PHX or something.
PHX Arena.
So, Ringless Joe, listen, this has been a rough season. And, the Suns have got a little win streak going. And, hey, they may even win this game. And that's great. But temper your expectations.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
For sure.
I don't even know if see, I really struggle with this. Because I go through this with my Colts. When my Colts are just not doing great, I'm in a garbage division, and a bad Colts team could find themselves in the playoffs.
And stumble. I know with Titans fans.
Don't care for that. I mean, if my team is bad, I don't want to see them embarrassed in playoffs. And right now, the Phoenix Suns, they're playing all right. They're playing pretty well. But are we really ready to say, hey, they've turned the corner? If this had happened a couple of months ago and they stayed consistent, then I'd be like, you've won me over. But right now, I don't see a path for the Suns. I mean, right now they are in that playoff slot, aren't they? They do have that number 10.
They do have that number 10, and the Mavs are 2-8 in their last 10. And so having those, with all the injuries Dallas has had, it's very likely Phoenix sneaks in that play-in. Very likely. Then again, I'm a Titans fan. You're a Colts fan, Jeffrey. We know this all too well.
That's why I said I'm in a garbage division.
Right,
I was
right.
specifically thinking of your team.
Of our teams.
Yeah.
That's right. Of our teams.
Your team.
Not
my
our
team.
team.
Your team
Our
and the
team.
Texans.
I think our team is what you meant to say. Our teams.
Your team.
Our teams.
I know what I meant to say.
But okay, I'll always say this. I saw so many 9-7 teams. Some of them made the playoffs. Some of them didn't. Was it more you intentionally made the playoffs, or you just stumbled backwards and we just tripped and fell into a playoff spot? Could be what's happening with the Suns here. Look, NBA's a long season, man. There's 82 games.
Am I a bad fan because I just kind of want this to be over?
Probably. I mean, of course
no,
not.
I don't think you're a bad fan for wanting it to be over. I mean, it's tough, but hey, the Suns are on a winning streak. So
yeah, but they go on the road here soon.
Is 3 a streak?
I'm just trying to find the positive, Randy. I'm trying to find it.
An actual streak.
I'm trying.
I would say 6 games in a row would be a streak.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? All NBA teams have good spurts every once in a while. It's a long season. It's bound to happen. It's just mathematically likely for that to happen at least one point. I'd like to see more before I react and say, "Oh, Phoenix is here. They figured it out. They're going for a championship." No. I'd like to see more before I go
According
there.
to Wikipedia, at least 3 wins that are uninterrupted by losses or ties.
Well, I mean, that's
is a
come
win
on, that's
streak. So I guess they
Wikipedia.
are in a win streak.
Okay, I guess.
Well, hey, Cronkite is very anti-Wikipedia, so you never know. You never know.
Well,
what
I
they're
mean,
saying.
I didn't see you Googling it, so somebody had to.
What a definition of a win streak is. I mean, do you need to Google that?
I just want to know if there's an official number.
Okay. I think you
Well-
could say 3 is like 2 is the official number.
Well,
Well,
I
that's
mean-
a streak.
Yeah, I don't think 2. I
2
don't
is
think
like 2 is consecutive things happening right in a row.
Can't
Technically,
feel like it's a streak until there's been more, you know?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't know.
yeah.
So how many games are there left here?
34, 37, 71. We got 11 games left.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, listen, if they start playing well, then I don't mind them finding themselves in
Hey,
the playoffs.
they could be peaking at the right time. And it
But
could be
they-
like that Heat team, that beat
Well,
Boston that year. Could be
But
like
they
that.
have no big man under the hoop.
But
What are they going to do
Iguodala-
about that?
Iguodala could be the solution to that.
Mm.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just saying it could be a possibility. Is all I'm alluding to here.
Bruno Baller says, did the Suns trade away their number 1 pick this year? So even if they fell into the lottery, they wouldn't even get that pick.
My
Yeah,
question, yeah.
We did give away a lot of stuff.
I think Suns fans have really got to find some good things here because with the amount of picks that they lack and the amount of money being spent in this team, it might just be downhill from here. Yep, you probably thought there's no way it could possibly go more downhill than this. There is a way. There unfortunately is a way.
Waldo says, afternoon, fellas. Been out of town a while. Where's Keon? Well, sadly, he was deported. He went on to other things, Waldo. Baker's Cocky Hen says, driving down Rural Road by ASU, and I'll tell you what, you see everything but the Knipple.
I
You're
he
a
was
dirty
in
old
town.
man. Don't drive by ASU.
Mhm.
You should be driving by ASU if you don't go to ASU.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody knows why you're slowing down on Maine.
Oh,
you
yeah.
sickos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Moist One says, how many lines in your underwear do you need in order to call it a streak? I'd say in that one. It's not a streak, it's a skid mark.
Right.
By the way, I did appreciate the ads by the NCAA. They have a campaign I was watching.
Saw this, Jeffrey. I saw this.
Calling aggressive sports bettors losers. And I don't even think that's right. It's not that they're calling aggressive sports bettors, that they're calling people who harass and send athletes nasty messages when something happens that costs somebody a bet. They said, yeah, that's what makes you a loser. They said the horrific messages we're seeing across online platforms is unacceptable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they like, you're sending all these horrible abusive messages and threats even to student athletes, publicly, privately. And so only a loser will harass college athletes after losing a bet. I agree. 100%.
100%. Jeffrey, remember we had this discussion, I think it was about a week or two ago, when I was pretty adamant saying that sports betting, I was pretty anti it. I think it should be banned, if anything. Well, here's one thing. I have a really tough time giving out.
Welcome to Arizona's sports betting station, Harris.
Well, I will say this. I remember I have a tough time giving out player props for college guys, even though I will give spreads and money lines for teams. But for individual guys, it's hard because if you get a losing bet, there's going to be some pissed off guy that's going to go into someone's DMs and act extremely childish about it, like something was owed to them by that player. No,
well, it's
your
not
choice.
it's not just regular people either. 42 Doug, I guess, is a rapper, and everybody knows that he loves sports and stuff. And I guess last Christmas he posted up about Russell Wilson and said things I can't repeat. and he's basically says he costed him money. That's the only 2 words I could read from his entire thing. But he says, "Merry bleeping Christmas, dog." He's mad at Russell Wilson. Dude, if you're betting on Russell Wilson to make you money, how dumb are you?
Well,
I wouldn't trust that.
Here's what I'm going to say. You had a choice whether you put that money on him or not. Russell Wilson was not in that choice. Whatever. That's your choice. You knew the ramifications that could happen if you lost the bet. You knew it if you won the bet. That is it. Russell Wilson should get no shade from you and the decision that you made.
If I were a professional athlete, I think I would just.
I'm very passionate about this topic, Jeff.
I would not be on social media.
Yeah,
I don't need to hear about it.
understand that.
I don't care about it. I'm just going to mind my own damn business.
I totally support that.
Randy White, not on social media.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
Because girls just kept slipping into his DMs,
Well,
and he was just like, I can't.
It's
I'm a happily
embarrassing.
married man. I
Yeah.
don't need this.
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. I feel bad for the girls.
I can't imagine what it's like being so like charming and charismatic all the time. You know,
Well,
you may never know, Harris. You may never know.
Maybe one day I will.
Yeah.
But
No,
I don't know
probably
if I'll
not.
be at
Sure.
Randy's
I really
level.
doubt it.
I mean, I'm
Uh-huh.
sure they're just like going in flocks, you know.
Silver Pop says
Can't imagine
42
what that's
Doug. Whatever happened to the first 41 Dougs? It's a good question.
Good question. Good question.
I want to know what 18 Doug has to say.
Yeah. We all want to know.
I didn't know I needed to know this, but I know what JJ Watt thinks about something, and kind of think he's right. And I bet Harris is going to agree too, because his love for college sports. But JJ Watt was talking about the timing of NCAA college basketball's transfer portal, saying,
"Oh yeah,
what are you doing this in the middle of March Madness?"
Yep.
And he went online. He says the NCAA transfer portal opening before March Madness ends, same as football portal opening before the bowl season ends, is preposterous. Literally cannibalizing your own sport. Imagine NFL free agency starting the Monday after wild card weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's right. And Calipari was like, yeah, listen, so it's, welcome to my world. Monday, you're preparing for a game. And then we're also having to have individual meetings about, hey, are you coming back? So the timing of all that is just odd. So Harris, help us out. Why did they do this?
You know what? I wish I could give you a logical answer, but logical and the NCAA just don't quite coexist. They don't. They never have, and they probably never will. And so the way I see this is not just for basketball too. Kirby Smart, and he talked about this in football. It's like, I'm preparing to win a national championship, but at the same time, the transfer portal opens during the playoff. And that's crazy. I mean, there's a Penn State, for example. Penn State was in the playoff, okay? And they were playing against, it was Boise, right? And right before the game, Bo Pribula, Penn State's backup quarterback, he said, hey, I'm going to transfer. And he talked about it as to why, right? He said, well, the portal, by the time the portal opens and closes, I won't be able to transfer. And so, you know what? Bo Pribula was a backup. Drew Allar decided to return to Penn State, so he would be the starter. So Bo Pribula had to transfer during the playoff, in the middle of the playoff. Not his fault. It's completely and utterly the NCAA's fault for not doing anything about this.
Is there not anybody of any sort of education that works at the NCAA?
Look, I think it's just a bunch of
your own question, Randy.
Are these guys? What are they doing? Are they
Well,
playing too much golf?
Here's what it is, Randy.
They're huffing.
Yeah, it's a bunch of politicians. It's a bunch of politicians. And yeah, dude, literally. I mean, who even knows what they're doing? It's a bunch of politicians and people.
The transfer portal.
Yeah, just please do it. The people that make these decisions too. Like, I'm going to go back to something far back, but I'll tie this back as to why this relates. So, for example, conference realignment, USC, UCLA, and the Big Ten. You know who made that decision to put USC in the Big Ten? The president of the university, who has never touched a football in her life, but purely saw the money and said, what?
I mean,
this is it right here. So we have people, long story short, college football needs a commissioner. College basketball needs a commissioner. We have people who are making decisions for these sports who don't care about the sport itself, who only care about profiting and making sure there are more dollars in their pockets. That's the issue, Jeffrey. It's not logic. It's money.
Well,
and it's greed.
It makes it hard. If you're a coach, you got to concentrate on getting ready for the March Madness.
Right.
And if Bubba here is going to stay or go.
I know we've talked ad nauseum on the program, but I want to hear what Harris thinks about disbanding the NCAA as the commissioning body, and these groups, the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, they all become this super conference, if you will. And Jeffrey's idea is kind of like the NFL. You have these divisions, okay?
Yep.
One is the Big Ten division. One is the ACC division. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot the way you see the bracket coming together. You know what I'm saying? In divisions.
And you get rid of all this malarkey, this transfer portal opening in the middle of playoffs and March Madness. You get a lot of this stupidity out of the way of these ridiculous fines and all these dumb moves by the NCAA. And now you let the football govern itself, or the basketball govern itself.
Right.
What do you think of that?
So what I think should happen is the governing body of college sports or college football or basketball should operate like the NFL in terms of that. Meaning what should happen is the NCAA should be disbanded. They have proven to be incompetent. They have been given a plethora of shots and they have proven not to deliver. So there should be a governing body over college sports. Maybe Sankey, SEC commissioner, maybe Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner, becomes just the commissioner of college football. And maybe there's a commissioner of college basketball that is independent of that. But what should happen is you have all of these conferences who are basically like divisions, like AFC South, AFC East in disguise, right? So like Jeffrey said, it's a great point. You have the Big Ten division, you have the Big 12 division, the SEC division, because if you have one guy who is regulating all of this, you can instill some rules. We're going to say, hey, a conference or a division, whatever you call it, can't have more than 10 teams. So therefore, there wouldn't be these monopolies of conferences because you have one complete body operating in itself. And so that, I think, is what needs to happen, in my opinion.
Well, anything that gets done can't be worse than what it's been.
And yeah.
Oh, it can only be better. Yeah.
I don't know what it takes, though, to get this done. What does it take to actually get that sort of movement? I don't know.
Man, you know what? I wish I knew. I would say, it takes initiative. It takes, honestly, like maybe some protest or strike or something. Would it be just to say, hey, someone needs to, in other words, kind of start a movement, honestly, to say, hey, we're not going to play and we're not going to be a governing body of the NCAA anymore, right?
We're not going to take it.
No, not gonna take it. Good song. Great song. But maybe you get some commissioners together, like SEC, Big 10, Big 12, whatever commissioners, and say, hey, let's create one governing body away from the NCAA. And honestly, there really isn't anything the NCAA could do about it. So that's probably what could happen right there. So, a big thing that is ruining the transfer portal is the fact that there are no contracts. And these guys are getting paid money. Okay, these guys are getting paid money. So there should be contracts, but there aren't. So guys can flip whenever they want to. If you can get guys to say, hey, you're committed to this university for 2 years or for 3 years, however long it may be, you can do that. So I think under one governing body, that's what should happen. We need contracts, especially basketball. Basketball needs it more than football because there's so much flip.
Can you do a flip?
No, I can on the trampoline, but
Randy,
not in
everybody can do a flip on a trampoline.
I know.
No, I'm too bottom heavy.
Oh,
by the way, Randy, T-Licious says they just wanted your tenderloins, Randy. Those girls in your DMs.
Well, I can't lie. It was a really good tenderloin. I mean, it was really good. Yeah.
So, watching the football, the basketball,
right.
I was watching Danny Hurley. Things did not go his way.
No, they did not.
And of course, in typical Hurley fashion, like he looks like he's losing his mind even when he's winning.
Yeah,
so,
he does.
But afterwards, a
little misty-eyed.
Yeah, come on, man.
It was pretty awesome.
Well, he was also just losing his mind. He was mad about the refs, and he's like, "Well, I hope they don't F you like they F'd us, Baylor. I really hope they don't." And he was going off on who's the lady with the mole? Tracy Wolfson. Yeah, he was going off. Somebody's got to gnaw that off. Anyway, and so then he's all swearing and just losing his mind. And then he says, then he starts crying. He's like, I just love these guys so much. I'm like, shut up, Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, Dan Hurley. I don't know if you saw that Super Bowl. Russell Wilson, like the cowardly lion, just, I love these guys so much. I'm like, oh my God. Listen, I'm not talking toxic masculinity, but there's like a point. It's like, come on, man. If you're winning, you don't need to be crying.
What'd
if
you
you're winning?
Don't you feel though it was? I'm sorry, Triple H. I'll come right back to
That's
you.
okay. That's okay.
I feel like that was maybe a relief valve for him. There's been so much pressure. I mean, think about it. For Danny Hurley, he doesn't
need a relief valve. You ever see him on the court?
I mean, think about this.
He's like a
so
muppet.
much.
Like the
Well,
Tasmanian
he is,
devil
but
on the court.
so he led UConn to,
pretty
to
awesome
the
to watch.
national championship in the
Yes, 2 in
offseason
a row.
but what I'm giving you a timeline here. In between the second national championship, he was in all the newspapers, and he had to deal with all the damage control with his players who were coming back to make a run for the second national championship because he was in the running for the Lakers job, and he ended up turning that down. And then he had to go recoup any damages that may have caused, because I'm sure the press was in there. What do you think about Coach Hurley potentially becoming the Lakers' new head coach? And now he's got to calm everybody down. Then he wins the national championship. Then he has sort of an off season this year. He's got sort of a weird season this year, and they go into the tournament, and then they have I don't know how many times he was talking when they won or they lost about the incompetency of the referees that are calling these games.
There was some bad officiating.
There
to be fair.
totally has been.
And then
Totally.
it just kind of, I think it all culminated with, look at what he was probably thinking in his demented, warped mind. Look at everything that just happened, and he's got to be that kind of guy that just carries everything all the time, and then all of a sudden he just releases it.
Would
and
you rather be on a cross-country road trip with Dan Hurley or Bobby Hurley?
Oh, geez, neither one of them. No.
Cross-country road trip. Dan.
I would stop at the
I
first
would say Dan.
Circle K and kick him the hell out.
Oh, I would actually like it with Dan. I mean, I'd have a lot of questions.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, because he's a great coach.
I think
Dan,
dude, I would love to play for a guy like Dan.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if you turn on the Sirius XM to the the NCAA channel or something, a basketball game's on? You're going to have to give this guy some sort of downer to get him to calm the hell down. He's going to be all over the cab of the vehicle yelling at the radio.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe there'd be a thing like, you know what? I'll be in the trunk. You're
going to have to conk him on the head, put him in the trunk or something.
No, I'll be in the trunk. He can drive.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you imagine it?
I would love going with Dan Hurley because I'd have a lot of questions.
Well, guess what he has time for right now?
Road trip.
Yep. All right, taking a break. We'll be back. More of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile brand. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan.
Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-289-6215. That's 800-289-6215. 800-289-6215.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
The stadiums are empty. The crowds have gone home. The locker rooms have been cleared out. And the cheerleaders have hung up their pom-poms. But we're not done with football. There are coaching moves, player news, the combine, draft picks, and NFL news out the squeaker. Football is always in season here. This is mandatory. Don't miss anything NFL. Let's go. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Your home for the NFL.
Hey, Blender, here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hefty Lefty says Mike Bibby just agreed to be the next head coach of Sacramento State. Welcome to the Big Sky Conference, Mr. Bibby.
Wow. Mike Bibby.
Bibby. He was a cop show called Bibby and Izzo. That would be great.
Never heard of it.
So
What
no,
about
there should
Bibby
be.
and Hicks?
Bibby and Hicks?
Bibby and Hicks.
Yeah, we need a weirder name than Hicks.
I feel like Hicks is a really like cop name, last name.
You think so?
I think
Detective
so.
Hicks.
What about
Detective
O'Brien and
Hicks.
White?
O'Brien and White.
Randy White is too. I think that's
Is a
kind
cop
of
name? No, are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
you're right. You're right. That's not a
No,
cop
it's
name.
not a cop name. No, O'Brien, that's a cop name.
O'Brien is a
Yeah,
cop.
O'Brien is a
my
cop.
people do tend to lean in that direction. You're not wrong.
Sheriff
I agree with that.
O'Brien. Could be like
Sheriff.
a sheriff of some
Deputy-
small town
Deputy O'Brien.
in Idaho.
Well, if I'm going to be in the sheriff's department, I will not be the deputy. I will be the sheriff.
He would be the sheriff in Libby, Montana.
Hefty Lefty says,
How many
Bibby,
times did you have
Bobby,
to-
and Boo.
Yeah, what?
You may have to pull over Moist One a bunch if you are in
No.
Montana.
I'll send a deputy to do that.
Yeah, the
Because
deputy
you're the
has
sheriff.
been
That's
around.
right. That's right.
Meanwhile, Sheriff O'Brien will be in the office smoking Marlboro Reds
Oh, yeah.
and solving cold cases.
That's
All right, just be Chief O'Brien.
Well, you could be, Chief. I mean, I thought it was like, Sheriff O'Brien.
Agent O'Brien.
Well, now
Detective
that's
O'Brien. Detective O'Brien is a nice
No,
one,
it's
too.
Detective Hicks.
Deputy Director
Detective
O'Brien.
Hicks.
I keep giving
Why-
myself promotions.
Why
you guys
deputy
are still
director?
deputies
I mean, why would you
of the
guys just be?
FBI.
Why wouldn't you just be the director?
Turns out it's not hard to be a bigwig in the FBI these days. So,
Maybe.
I mean, why not? Why can't I be the director?
Director O'Brien. Director O'Brien, the president wants to speak to you.
He can wait.
Ah, see?
Because that's how powerful I am.
That's his tagline, right? He can wait.
Yeah, there you go. Jeffrey O'Brien says,
You can wait. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Ringless Joe says the Lions received a defensive beast from the Valley and Roy Lopez. Well, we're I don't know that we're going to get to talk football today. Maybe we'll talk some football tomorrow.
Is he a beast? What kind of a beast is he?
This is March, folks.
Defensive one, Randy.
A defensive beast. So is he like a bear? Is he
No,
a grizzly bear?
No, he's a lion now.
He's
So,
he's a lion.
used
Is
to be
he
a cardinal.
what kind of
It's
a
a
lion?
wild
Is it African
transformation.
lion, or is he a lion? Some other kind of lion, like a circus lion. What kind of lion is he?
Oh, you just made me want circus cookies. Oh, those circus animal
Oh,
cookies, those little
it's got
frosted,
the,
pink and
frosted
white
ones.
ones.
Oh,
You're
God.
making me hungry.
I need some of those.
Oh,
I haven't
man.
had those in a long time.
Might
Man.
have to go to the store.
Yeah, I might have to also. I got a board to run. I'm going to be thinking of those frosted cookies the whole time in my head.
We need circus cookies. Anyway, sorry.
Those things are so good.
I'll try to distract you with some more March Madness stuff.
Oh, please do. Distract away.
So the coach's thing, with old Danny Hurley losing his mind, and he's like, he's crying, he's angry, he's going through all the stages.
Yeah.
And Big George thinks, well, being sore losers runs in the family, I guess.
Oh,
maybe.
Was Danny Senior like that? I didn't know if he was. I mean, he was a long time high school coach. I didn't know if he was like that though.
No, yeah, I mean the kids didn't learn that on their own, probably. So then John Shire, he's all getting all teared up talking about Tyrese Proctor, and I'm like, dude, you won. Why are you just come on, man?
Tears of joy, Jeffrey. Tears of joy.
What changed that we went from like if I'm like crying is a thing, you know what I mean? I mean,
real men cry.
Uh-oh.
Real men cry.
Well, but real men also don't have to. There's no rule that says I have to cry to prove anything to anybody.
But
just
what
like,
if he didn't?
I'm not going to say you're not a real man because you do cry. I'm just asking the basic question: when did this all start? When did it start being a thing where like all of a sudden it's just like suddenly we're just crying?
Listen, man,
win or lose, we're crying.
We're in a pro sports environment where that doesn't happen often. In college sports happens all the time.
You don't know. I'm asking, when did this? When did this change?
Oh, good question. Maybe you guys would be able to answer that. Actually,
was it when Michael Jordan was sitting there crying tears of joy, holding the trophy?
No, I feel like he was crying because he had a really bad hangover. I thought that's why
he was crying partially because also his dad had died recently.
Oh,
so that's why
right.
everybody was like, "Well, I can understand." All this rush of emotion came out. And I wonder if that was the moment when it started being okay. I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not judging. If you sometimes you see the crying, I'm like, okay, listen, that's a bit much. Russell Wilson, you just won the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, too much ugly crying. I'm gonna mock you. But if you get a little teared up, the guy's just like, what you want to say?
What were your thoughts?
These boys, they've really come out, and let me just say, and Danny Hurley was kind of holding that together a little bit there, where I was like, all right, you're fine. But just when it is too much, it can get too much.
I think it's cool. If I'm being, it might be 1-on-2 here.
And listen, it's a generational thing, so I don't.
I think it is.
I'm not going to argue whether it's good or bad. What I'm trying to say is, when did this change? When did this happen? Because it didn't used to happen as much as you see it now.
I think
every now and then somebody be like, give me a moment. And it's like, all right, that's fine. But it wasn't just blubber fest we've got now. Kyle G says crying was always around in sports, just had a lack of cameras. Michael Jordan crying really did make guys more comfortable showing emotion in sports. See, that's why I think it probably was that, right?
It could have really been. I feel like the 2010s, it really went up.
Zay says it's when Johnny Depp starred in Cry Baby.
Is that what it was?
I don't think that had anything to do with
Johnny
it.
Depp maybe established a precedent that all athletes started to follow. It's okay to cry in public.
Johnny Depp established a precedent for what to look for when you have a crazy girlfriend and or wife. Basically, once they poop your bed, just time to just get out of there. Booger Wolf says, "What's up, Charleston speckled goosenecks?"
I never just realized what you were talking. I was like, what are you talking about when you said that? But now I know what you're talking about. Okay. Just dawned on me.
Hamilton Porter says, afternoon, gents. Shout out to Michigan. The third baseman who snorted the first baseline after hitting a triple.
I saw that. Yep. Saw that.
That's now for a professional, that's something else. But for a student, that's concerning.
Why is it
snorted the third base line?
Yeah.
I played ball from the age of 5 until I was in my mid 40s, and I never, ever snorted any baseball line chalk.
Just pretending to even
ever.
Ghetto Girl thinks Jerry Maguire made it okay to cry. How did he do that? When did he cry? I don't remember Jerry Maguire crying. The Cuba Gooding Jr. character did. Well, everybody who got interviewed by that guy, he was like the sports version of Oprah. So Silver Pop says, yeah, Jordan cried worse than Russell Wilson. Well, he kept it to himself, though. He didn't try to talk while it was happening. You know what I mean? I don't know. He says, yeah, the difference was there's no mic in his face. But then I give Michael Jordan more of a pass on that because he had lost his father. Russell Wilson, he had no reason. Hamilton
Did they-
Porter says, there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
Evidently now there is, according to Harris.
Crying in baseball.
Harris wants everybody to cry. In fact, he's upset that Randy and I aren't crying right
Yeah.
now.
This is just, you know what? This is just not true. This is just not true. I don't want you guys.
He's
If
gonna
you don't
try
want
to
to
make us
cry,
cry.
if you don't want to
You want
cry,
me to
I don't want you to
cry.
cry.
You're not manly if you don't cry. It's like saying you're not cool if you don't pee your pants, like in Billy
Billy
Madison.
Madison, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I'm not peeing my pants either.
Yeah.
At least not on purpose.
That's always.
Hamilton Porter says, does Harris even know the movie reference? There's no crying in baseball. There's no
I'm sure he
crying in
does.
baseball.
I'm sure he does. Come
Sandlot,
on.
Sandlot, right?
No.
Oh no.
Oh no, I don't. What's that from? It's No Crying in
A
Baseball.
League of Their Own.
I haven't seen that.
That's actually a really good movie.
Genuinely
I
have
mean,
not seen it. I'm not a
the
huge movie guy.
ladies baseball team.
Wasn't that set in the Sandlot though?
No.
No.
It's earlier than that. It's like in the 40s.
Yeah.
Okay.
During wartime, so the women were playing the baseball because the men couldn't.
Excuse my young ignorance, folks. Excuse my youth. Excuse it.
Zay says,
My
how have you
apologies.
not seen A League of Their Own?
I don't know. I just
He's
never
young,
came around to
Zay.
it.
He's
Also,
young.
I'm not a huge movie guy. I haven't had a lot of time for movies. I haven't had a lot of time. And there are other things in my time that I would rather do, I guess.
Like
watching sports would be the main thing. Watching
There's
sports,
always sports.
hanging out with friends. Yeah. And so I've had I like movies. Every once in a while, I'll go with my friends to see a movie. But you know what?
What's the last movie you saw in a theater?
Oh, in a theater, I saw Mufasa. Mufasa in the theater. So not
What?
too long ago. The new Lion King.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Moist One says, I only cry every night. Booger Wolf says, Vikings fans are so fat when a cop sees one walking down the road, he says, hey, you two, break it up. It's actually pretty good, Booger.
That is
Booger
really
Wolf.
funny. Yeah. That was a good one. It's a good one.
I think Kelvin Sampson would probably want to kick me right in the nards.
Why would he?
Because I mispronounce a lot of players' names. And let's be honest, here's something, I don't know if you know this. Most of the time I do it on purpose just because I'm screwing around, just to be honest.
Right.
And I know how to pronounce them. I'd have fun with it. It's just my fun.
You're alluding to the Gonzaga.
Yes. So then
thing,
somebody
yes.
comes up to me and says, hey, didn't you try to get a game with Gonzaga in 2021? He's like, first off, it's Gonzaga. Okay. And he went full Dennis Leary on the guy. It always burns me up when people say that. It's like calling me Kevin. My name's not Kevin. People used to see my name and say, hey, Kevin. And my mom would say, don't let people call you Kevin. Your name's Kelvin. Make sure they pronounce your name right. So that's why my antennas go with that. It's the same with Gonzaga. They were our neighbors in Spokane, Washington. By the way, it's Spokane, not Spokane. It's not Gonzaga. It's Gonzaga. It's Spokane. And he just went off on the guy.
Yeah.
Did the guy go, okay, so can you answer the question?
Maybe his blood sugar was low or something.
Dude, I don't know.
Maybe he needed
he won too. It's not like he lost.
Yes, another winner who's all upset.
Houston ended up winning the game. So it's like, man, I don't know that reporter. Yeah, sure. Okay. Maybe you mispronounced it, but one of those 2 claps next play things, as opposed to you need to learn your lesson. And here's how I've done it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow.
Hamilton Porter says, bringing up the Sandlot was good, Harris, because you're killing me, Smalls.
Yep.
Suffering A's fan says, I'd venture to say that most everyone cries at their Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
This is true. This is true.
Not everybody ugly cries.
Most people do. Most people do.
If they put me in any kind of Hall of Fame, I'd be like, it's about time. I don't think Bob Uecker. Bob Uecker
didn't cry.
Yeah.
Man, he worked that room and he told jokes.
Oh my God, he didn't have any
awesome.
notes either.
That's
he did
awesome.
that all just off the top of his pointy head.
Yeah, and he killed it.
Oh
Killed
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Moist One says Montana Tech legend Kelvin Sampson. You want to hear about
Montana
legend? How
Tech.
about Kevin Harlan? Not Kelvin, it's Kevin. Kevin Harlan, did you see the game that he was calling? Oh,
I did.
So funny. He's always great when anything happens, but late in the first half of the game, Ole Miss guard Jalen Murray trying to keep the ball in bounds.
Oh, yeah, this is awesome.
And he hurled it at a teammate, and it just got tipped by Cade Tyson from North Carolina. And after a bounce, it was like coming right at Kevin Harlan. And so he's doing the broadcast, and he's just doing the play-by-play. saves the ball with a leap, knocked out of bounds, deflected by me,
Deflected by me.
and off to the side.
Yeah, it was
He's
awesome.
always good. He's my favorite.
Dude,
How do you not love my wife doesn't like him. I don't
How do
understand
you
why.
not? I met
Kevin Harlan. with a
I've
voice.
actually met Kevin Harlan. I met
Sweetest,
him.
nicest guy.
He's so nice. Like Kevin Harlan, I think Kevin Harlan should be doing the Final Four. First off, Kevin Harlan is probably, I think if you had like a commentator, sports play-by-play rankings, Kevin Harlan has to be in the top of the top.
Yeah,
I would
agree.
put him up there.
I agree. I
100%.
don't. Why anybody wouldn't like Kevin?
I don't
Harlan. My wife,
understand
though,
why he
she
doesn't
hears
do
his
more
voice.
games. He's amazing. His voice is his voice. It's like straight out of a movie. It's just you never see something like that.
Perfect.
Seeing it
Although
in real life was crazy because I'm like,
he talks like that all the time.
all the time. It has to sound. I'm like, it has to sound different than on TV. I'm sure they're doing something, and then I hear it, and I'm like, nope, this is exactly how he talks in real life.
I don't know
That's
if I'd want to
crazy.
hang out with him on a car trip. Kevin
I
Harlan
would.
rolling down the window. It's just like
Deflected
okay, take it
by
easy
me.
there, Kev. Can I call
O'Brien
you Kev?
changes lanes.
I mean, be cool for a
Would be
minute.
awesome.
Then after that, you're like, could you just go to sleep? Could you just go ahead, just go to sleep?
O'Brien snoring now at the moment in the back seat as I'm driving the car.
So,
Be awesome.
Kevin Harlan, though, I love watching him call a game.
Me too.
But there's something that happened that I saw, and I just want to get your take on this.
Okay.
So this ref looks over during Liberty and Oregon.
Okay.
And there's this kid who's trying to get into the game, and then
Right.
is into the game, and this red shirt freshman, J.C. Shearer Jr. He was never going to gain minutes, right? He was like, so he comes up there, and he's a Flames player, and he's just sitting there, and he's like, he was trying to get in the game, so the ref fakes a wet spot on the court.
Saw
Okay.
this. I saw this.
And he's like, oh, hey, we got to clean this. Well, now you can sub in. So that he was able to get the kid in the game.
Pretty cool.
Everybody's like, hey, that's great. But that's lying. That's wrong. He shouldn't have done that. I guess if it doesn't matter towards the end, but
Jeffrey.
I
think you're being a little
with
bit
all
too
the
legalistic
criticism
here.
we give the referees when they do get it just horrifically wrong, with all the speculation that some of them might be fixing a game or doing a thing, and they're supposed to be above reproach, and now this guy lies about a wet spot.
Jeffrey, I think you're being a little bit too legalistic here. I mean, I think first off, the game was a blowout. Like Oregon was beating him bad. And so he saw.
Well, they should have put the kid in earlier.
I mean, well, think about it too. Liberty may have thought they had a shot to win, and this guy was on the bench. And, maybe they didn't think that they had a shot to win. Him playing would illegitimize their shot to win compared to other guys on the team, is what I'm saying. So maybe, you know what? The ref saw him and it's like, hey, playing in the NCAA tournament is a dream. It's a dream for anybody in that scenario. So he saw him. He looked at the scoreboard, saw that Oregon was winning by 20 and was like, F it.
Well, I guess
Whatever.
it didn't affect anything, but so
Everyone loved it.
Well, wait, what if it affected the spread? What if it affected somebody's gambling? All of a sudden, now this guy, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
all comes
it's a
back to
slippery
gambling.
slope, isn't it?
All comes back to it.
So I don't care
Yeah, I
about
hear
that
ya.
part. What I'm saying is you have to be, you got to. It's like being a
think that's
cop
fair.
who
You have
lets
to be a little
somebody
aware
off
of
for a
that.
crime. It's like you can't do that. You have to enforce. You have to be consistently honest and get it right.
Sure.
I mean, I don't want to be the bad guy here, but that right there makes me go.
I think rules are important. I think they're a great basis.
I know
agree
there's the
with you.
spirit of the law and
Right.
the letter of the law.
I think it can be case by case occasionally. And I think that one was where it's like, you know what? I'll let him play. This game.
I'm tired of arguing with Harris. Randy, what do you think?
I think the referee did a kindness thing. I had no problem
Thanks,
with
fine.
it.
I'll argue with both of you. I'm
2 on
fine
1
with it,
here.
too. I'm
2
fine
on
with-
1.
I'm fine with what he did too.
Yeah.
But it does have that little thing in the back of my mind of
I
should we be doing this?
I understand that, but why? It's a couple minutes left in the game.
And it's a blowout. That's fine, but still, little itchy. All right,
Yeah.
we got to take a break. We come back. We got on this date in Big George's sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-289-6215. That's 800-289-6215. 800-289-6215.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. As most of you might know, I'm a big fan of loyalty and longevity. I love companies based right here in Arizona that have been around doing some great things for a long, long time. And oh boy, has the Lund Mortgage Team done just that. In the mortgage game, they're one of the best. In fact, I think they are the best. And I've been telling people about the Lund Mortgage Team for decades now, and I'll continue to do that as long as they continue to take care of all our listeners, and they do that every single day. So you could be next. Call today, 623-875-9940. Look, the Lund Mortgage Team, they're mortgage brokers. That gives them the unique opportunity to shop your rate around. They've also been in business so long, they realize fees are not the most important thing. They keep those nice and low. Call today, 623-875-9940, whether it's a HELOC, whether it's a new home loan, refinance, you name it. They've got you covered. LundMortgage.com or call 623-875-9940.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. You watch Star Trek, Randy?
Oh, yeah. Which the original?
All
or,
of them. All of them.
oh.
How about you, Harris? You ever watch the Star Trek?
My dad was a huge fan of Star Trek. I was kind of
Here's the thing.
a little before my time.
Ask him this question. Say, hey, Dad, if you were the guy who worked in the transporter room there where you beam people, would you be like transporting your farts into people's bedrooms at night when they're sleeping?
Oh, yeah.
You
Why
can't do
not?
that in Sweden.
Yeah. I'm just saying, just back it up to the transport. Somebody's sitting there like,
Yeah.
God, oh, God.
Yeah.
I'd be beaming farts all over the ship. That's why I wouldn't be allowed. They probably wouldn't allow me to do it.
Maybe.
Probably.
In this
Would you-
utopian society, they'd be like, well, why? Why are you doing this?
See, Jeffrey
You're
would be
ruining
one of those
what we
guys that
have.
wore the gold shirt. I would be one of the red shirt guys.
No,
I would always
I'd
get
you
killed.
I get you a blue one. You'd be fine.
Okay.
You'd
All
be
right.
fine.
All right.
And then if somebody gave me any like guff, I'd be like, oh, oops, I just beamed him into space. My bad. Sorry. Like, hey, O'Brien, it's like your third one this week. I don't know, man.
I
Just
keep
Stinking
leaning
up,
on the,
stinking up
on the
space
button
up
there.
there, man.
we gotta fix this. Ghetto Girl says, I remember Mike Tyson saying he hit someone and heard them cry like a girl.
Mm.
Well, I'm sure
I-
that did happen. Yes.
Yeah, I would. I would.
I
believe
wouldn't
that,
be.
Sure.
I wouldn't judge that person because if Mike Tyson hit you back in his prime, and
Oh, good
gonna,
God. Yeah.
nobody's gonna blame you.
No.
Hamilton Porter says Grant Hill's announcing career seems to be going as well as his son's career. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Hamilton Porter?
Yeah,
Booger
I have no
Wolf,
idea.
It says Vikings fans are so fat they can feel an earthquake about to happen 13 minutes before it hits. And it's not as good as the last joke.
Yeah,
the last joke
one
was pretty good.
Was the best. Yeah.
Cabana at Phoenix says, I was watching Munch Madness ladies game between Alabama and Maryland, 2 overtimes, and it was a good game.
Why do you call it Munch Madness?
Munch Madness.
Yeah, guys, listen. No, I'll explain it later. I'll explain it later. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the women's tournament, it gets better. It's one of those that gets better in the later rounds because the skill gap between the best team and like the 16 seeds. Like, I don't know if you guys saw this. Do you see UConn beat Arkansas State 103-34?
Oof.
103-34 in women's. I think USC, the team they played, scored 25 points for the whole game. And so like the women's tournament, I think gets really good later on, but in the first and second rounds, oh boy, it can be, oh man, it can be tough. It can be tough to watch.
Hey, real quick, just because I know Randy would want to know, let me give you a little info on your Cardinals, your Arizona Cardinals.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Your Cardinals have signed offensive lineman Royce Newman. He used to be with the Bears.
Okay.
So, and, you know, he looks like a pretty good player. I don't know. I mean, he just looks big. I don't know if he's any good.
Well, he is a big dude.
Yeah.
Royce Newman. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you signed him, and also you remember that tight end Travis Vokalek?
Yes.
Yeah, they signed his tender, and he's back with the Cardinals.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Vokalek.
Yeah.
He's coming back home.
Sure.
Coming back
So
home.
so now, as far as it goes, your tight ends. Here's your tight ends: Trey McBride, good. Tip Raymond, Elijah Higgins, Bernard Sekovitis, and Vokalek.
Yep. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
You have Trey McBride.
Trey McBride. Yeah. I think that's what we learned here.
Yeah,
You have
we
Trey
have
McBride.
Trey McBride and this Royce Newman cat looks pretty amazing. I'm pretty excited about this. This is a good pickup for the Birds. I'm thinking this guy. He's only 27. He's only 27.
Well, he got hurt for Tampa last year, but he played. I think he played all 17 games for Green Bay previously. Ole Miss guy.
Yeah, he's one of those guys in that position that we need, and that's offensive guard. So I think this is going to work out. He's 6'7",
6'5".
No,
See,
6'5".
6'5".
6'5".
Oh, they just need to be shorter so Kyler can see.
Oh, I see. 6'5", 311. And he's a Nashville, Illinois guy. I didn't know there was a Nashville, Illinois.
I did not know that either. No idea.
So Zach Pascal, the guy who used to work for you for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
He's now with the Giants. So Zach Pascal's moved on.
Zach Pascal is packing up and moving on.
Yeah. And this is something that struck me as weird when I heard this. Puka Nacua says he's going to retire at the age of 30. So you got 6 years of Puka Nacua, and he's done.
Did it say? Wonder why he said that. That's interesting.
He's 23 years old right now, and he says I'm going into year 3. And he says, so it wouldn't even be 10 years, maybe 7 or 8 years, he says. But I think of Aaron Donald. He went out on top. I want to go out on top. Easy to say now, Puka Nacua. But when they're flashing $40, $50 million contracts in your face at 30, you may have a change of heart. I mean, it's a good idea. Get out while you're in good shape. You're 30. You've got more money you can spend, right?
Right.
Well, what Puka Nacua said was really interesting. He said he plans to retire at 30 because, quote, I want to have a big family. I want to be a part of their lives and be as active as I can with them. I think
so. We just got to introduce him to Randy White. You can squirt out a bunch of pups and still do your job.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. And look at Randy. He's doing his job at a phenomenal level. When everyone said,
you guys are too kind.
All the haters have been saying there's no way Randy can possibly do it today. But here he is sitting down, doing it right now.
hang on just a second. Let me get my feet up off the floor here. All right, go ahead, Triple H. I'm ready. Go ahead.
Well, I'll say in terms of Puka Nacua, man, when you're working in the NFL, I mean, you are like crazy hours. You're watching, and when you're home, you're watching film. And so maybe like Luke Kuechly did, or like Aaron Donald did, maybe it's just like, hey, I want to be an active part of my family one day.
It's overrated. Don't do it. I'm sorry. What? Sorry. Sorry. Did that come out? Sorry.
No, something must have slipped out here. Something must have slipped out. It happens.
Well, I'm going to call. Let's just wait and see. I call BS on this. Puka Nacua.
I don't know.
Totally.
He's not going to be done.
I don't know.
And
he seems like a pretty straightforward dude.
I'm sure he 1,000,000% believes that right now. But when he gets to be 30 and he'd be like, So if he wins the Super Bowl, he's going to be like,
he also
I want one more. And if he doesn't win one, he's going to be like, oh, I was so close.
Yeah. The disease of more, as Pat Riley called it. When you win a championship, everyone, thinks, oh, I won my championship. I can just get back and relax. No. You want it more. That's what happens. Just ask Tom Brady. Why do you think he played until he was 40?
The more might end up being money.
Yeah. And it could
be like, I've got enough money to retire on, but man, if I had this money, I could help a charity out. Or if I had this much money, I could help my family out. And if I'm going to have all these kids, maybe I better pile on more. So
Right. Yeah.
All right. We're running late, so let's do this. Time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 2001, during an exhibition game against the San Francisco Giants at Tucson Electric Park in Tucson, Diamondbacks left-handed pitcher Randy Johnson's fastball hit and instantly killed a dove flying in front of home plate.
Oh, yeah. Vaporized it. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
The bird appeared to explode.
Yeah. Vaporized it. There was nothing left but a pile of meat and feathers.
Yeah, pronounced dead at the scene right there. Then Rod Barajas the next day said, he's like, it was like a memorial because he says, I'm sitting in the dugout. I look over and two birds fly right by home plate, like doing a flyby for a missing, for their missing buddy.
That's one of the craziest clips. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, the two craziest clips I've seen in sports history is that, and y'all remember when Manu Ginobili there was a bat, and the Spurs arena, Manu Ginobili just grabs it.
Oh yeah,
palms it. Those two things. That's probably the Mount Rushmore of craziest sports clips I've ever seen.
Manu Ginobili also for the time when Draymond Green kicked him, and that's where we came up with got kicked in the Ginobilis.
Oh yeah.
We got rid of one of his private parts. He did. He got rid of one of them. About sacrifice.
Because of Draymond Green?
Well, he had it was one point back in time. I think he had like testosterone or something.
Well, you'll have to tell this story another time because we're out of time. Yeah. As much as I want to hear about
Manu Ginobili
missing a Ginobili.
Yep.
This is news to me.
He is a champion.
All right, guys. That'll wrap it up for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Bye-bye.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every